and they're expecting me to just come up there and kill it, and I'm just thinking like, dude, I don't even know your songs. Like,
Yeah.
Like, my neck muscles were so tired that I could not keep my bottom jaw closed.
It's like
doesn't need to.
We are the Convalescence. We'll find a way.
we'll find a way
to take
before it's
pieces
just
off this
stained
bus.
with blood. It would
Ron-
be the first thing. That would be the first thing.
Right. So everybody I know immediately around me is sick of my shit.
Right.
So
Fuck you. I'm just gonna write the song.
They stop at my house. They're like, yeah, our bus blew up and our other guitar player quit. You want to join the band?
Yeah. Thanks.
sounds like a great opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't figure it out, you don't play your instrument enough.
Right.
You know, and it's a way because our shit's not that hard.
Okay. So like for her parts,
Shitty steel. Like, I don't know exactly what kind of metal it is.
steel.
It,
So like for her parts,
Show the camera what it is.
this one.
Yeah, show your camera. Your camera.
Alright.
Yours.
So many cameras.
Dude, this is the first time in the setup. I'm confused. I'm like, where's all my shit?
If you go to their website, you can use the promo code TCON and get 15% off. When you wake up, you'll be 10% faster. Of course, you got
It's tough to do anything.
the handful of people are like, dude, I'm on my way. I'll see you in 10 minutes, and they never show up. Yeah, dude, I'll see you tomorrow. I swear I'll be there, and then
it was maybe
they
like,
don't
what,
show
like,
up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No padding.
Real though,
Sounds good, yeah.
stretching and stuff is something that should be taken seriously on a
It
tour.
should be.
Oh, 100%.
Especially
You're cooped up in a bus. See
With fries.
Yeah, there's so
Very true.
like
I can't,
rapidly.
I'm sorry.
You guys have any use for a casket?
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I mean,
Maybe.
we don't have one. Why? Like why?
It's like,
Like
It
a
was
weird
like a
brown.
bronze. Bronzy. Yeah.
It's like a brown with like
Copper almost, yeah.
Is it all?
It's my friend's mom's like barn, and we can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna take.
Yeah, so when you see Icer get struck, he's
But
kind of
he's
like really,
getting
yeah,
struck.
he's a little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
The prop hammer might weigh nothing, but yeah, he
got hit
drew
hard
blood
with
on,
it though.
He drew blood on that one, man.
But Icer was a trooper,
Signed the right
and we were like, does a cover count? And they're like,
Fuck you. Okay.
yeah, let's fucking
All right.
co-headline with this tribute, man. Dude, fuck
Yeah.
it, you know? So
Fuck you.
hit them up and be like, hey, man, like, what's the best way to promote? Like, straight to a bargain bin near you. What are you guys doing? And
Our best.
yeah,
Our best.
and I'm like, guys, there's some very expensive artwork in here, and we can't have you mosh, and you know, we know you guys are excited, but we gotta calm down a little bit. Dude, there's blood splattered up the fucking walls. There's black paint across the fucking floor, and we're just like, oof, okay.
All right.
So we're out.
Yeah, we're out of here.
I actually, because I originally wrote, recorded, and produced it in like 2013, and I redid it in 2016, and then due to data loss, lost like 9 months worth of studio work. Yeah, it was awful.
Dude.
But
That's just the worst, sitting there having to like listen to your shit. constantly.
Yeah.
And you're constantly picking it apart.
I'm one of those assholes that, you
Yeah.
know, like we were listening to our pre-production for our new record on the way here. So I'm like cranking it up like, we should change that part.
Yes.
I'm super picky about everything.
Yep.
So I'll listen to it 1,000 times.
Just
Willingly.
back to back to back.
Yeah.
And like all on your phone, through the car, through the computer speakers, through
Home
everything,
stereo,
just constantly.
Bluetooth speakers, hanging out with random people. Hey, can I plug something into this real quick?
Yeah, let me hear it through this
Yeah,
shit
let me hear it
ass
through
stereo
this, yeah.
system. And let me hear it through this bomb ass one here.
Yeah, you got to, and you got like one of the most important things during like the mixing stage is to like listen at loud volume, listen at quiet volume, listen in headphones, listen in like overhead headphones, any kind of speaker, mono speakers.
Yeah.
It's
Mono too.
Yeah, dude. Like really learning how to like hear good stuff in a mix takes a lot of active listening, a lot of like poking around with stuff in the like the DAW itself, and it's a really hard thing to develop.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. That's what I went through when I did ours. I'm like, dude, this is so much YouTube.
See, my snare sounds like shit. My snare sounds like shit.
It always
forever.
does.
And then once
forever.
And then once it's done and out, and then you hear that one little thing that you missed, and you're like, "Fuck, that's forever now." Like,
you can't change it.
Yep.
yeah, it's out.
But you know what though? Like, cause like I'm a big like he's talking about. You know, you listen to and you want to pick apart and like, oh, I might change that. I might change that. Like, maybe this could be better. I'm like kind of the opposite. In that I'll like once I get an idea down, if I have better ideas, save it for the next song. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah, because
Yes.
like it's not up to me to decide whether or not the idea is good or not. Because
Right.
I have no idea whether or not people are gonna like it. And if people love it, then who am I to say that it's a shit idea?
Exactly.
So you know, let the people decide. And if I got better ideas, well, I'll write more songs.
But that's kind of how it always was for bands that I've been in. Is like you're working on that song and then you come up. It's most of the time it's like the bridge.
Yeah.
You come up to the bridge, right? And you're making. For me, I always wanted a bridge that was like way different. Maybe you're gonna beef stuff up in the BPM or something like that, and just kind of change it up. That's where we would start being like, let's save this for a different song. This is way too badass.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
save this chunk here. Then we end up with all these little chunks riffs, and you're like, well, maybe we can, fuse these two together. And
Hey, and sometimes that works though. Sometimes you can end up
Yeah.
with like some cool Frankenstein-ass song that like for some reason it just clicks.
right,
Like I've had that before where I've had a set of lyrics that I thought, which I don't write lyrics for this band, but I have written a lot of lyrics in my throughout my musical
you
career.
predominantly write the lyrics.
I write all the lyrics.
And but like I had this idea for like one thing, and then like I heard like a set of guitars or something like that, and I'm like, maybe this will work. And then like I go to like lay it down, I'm like, well, this is way fucking better than the idea I had before. It's like, holy shit, it's sick.
Yeah,
Synchronicity is cool. Yeah, like when shit just lines up.
So do you ever like bring a notepad over to Keith and be like, here, do you like a couple of these lyrics? And Keith's like, fuck you.
No.
He just knows that's coming in advance, so he doesn't try.
Doesn't even try. There you go.
Nah, like I used to be like when I was in local bands and stuff like that, it would be a lot more like actively involved. But like when you're in there's a significant difference between like a local band and a touring band. And
Okay.
so like when it came to like local bands and stuff like that, you find a lot of people who are like there to play like the weekend shows. They are not really looking to move up and like outward and stuff like that. So like I would find myself in a lot of things where I would be like impatient. Like, hey guys, I got this riff. You guys want to help me write the song? And about the third time, like, oh no, I'm busy that day. It's like, no, okay, well I'm gonna fucking write the song my goddamn self then. And then like, I'm waiting on like lyrics and stuff. Like, well, shit, I got my own lyrics. Here's these. And then like when I was working with a vocalist when I was still writing lyrics, he would be like, okay, this is cool. Oh, I kind of want to change this, and like he's gonna have to sing them. So like I don't give a shit. Yeah, and
right.
take your liberties, man. It's you got to make the song your own.
Yeah.
I just I'm
Because I've done that before. You
Yeah,
know, like
absolutely.
In Death Abides, like I'd be thinking of something like a new song, so we record like a rough mix. I'm like, like this cadence to me sounds really good, but it's up when it goes to you to sing it. It's like you got to feel it too.
Yeah, I feel like
You know, you got to feel how. So it's kind of hard sometimes to bring lyrics to somebody. Say, hey, what do you think?
Yeah,
of these?
I feel like every vocalist is different too, and they kind of hear the songs differently. So
Right.
like, I know for me, like, because I've been asked to like fill in for bands a few times, and like I'll get their lyrics and I'll hear like the way that they laid the stuff on the track. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Why? Like,
Yeah, so-
why did you do this?
Especially
Like,
right, especially
and,
in that case. if
it
you're
works for
learning.
them, and that's cool. But I'm like trying to learn it and memorize it, and it's like just the puzzle pieces don't fit, you know.
Especially
So-
for like a filling in thing, like it's not something
Yeah,
like
it's
you're
not
gonna
like
do
s-
all the time. So then when it comes up, your natural thing is to do
It's
it
kinda
here,
like,
but they do it here.
Right. It's kind of like I got to learn it their way. And we got like maybe one practice that I can jam with them once, maybe before, you know, and they're expecting me to just come up there and kill it. And I'm just thinking like, dude, I don't even know your songs. Like,
Yeah,
So I try to stay away from that kind of stuff as much as possible. I do vocal features, but that's recording. That's different.
That's
you know?
different. You're in a studio.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
you can
You can take your time,
Yeah,
mess it
up a
multiple
bunch of times.
takes.
If
you
it
want,
sucks,
yeah.
you do it again.
Let me try it like this real quick. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I almost don't even remember what it's like to play live without the paint on.
Yeah.
Like at this point,
Yeah.
like it would be real weird to do.
Yeah, I got to get back into getting my neck in shape because, like, what is it with after I first started touring with the band, we had like one stretch where we were off for 2 months, and like I didn't think about like
Stretching.
yeah, my neck strength and shit like that. So like we got back and we're in Knoxville, Tennessee, and we get done off this first stage and like I had done so many hair whips because we go crazy on stage,
Right,
So
yeah.
like I'm just
Definitely, I've seen
going
you guys.
wild and like my neck muscles were so tired that I could not keep my bottom jaw closed.
It's like
Yeah, so like I'm sitting there like I'm looking like Bubba, you know, like
bubblegum.
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, so this is a problem. I have to like I have to take care of this in between tours.
Yeah, no shit.
This upcoming tour cycle for us, coming back after not playing for so long.
Yes.
Our last show was December 2019.
Yep.
So
Seems like ages ago.
Oh yeah,
yeah, especially for a band like us, we
Right.
play 150 to
So-
200 shows a year.
So how was that? So when the initial thing went down, everything's done. Venues like no, there's no shows. Everything's canceled. What did you what did you guys do right at that moment? What did you guys come together as a band and be
shut
like,
down.
You know, like what if like. You know, how many members are in Convalescence again?
Six.
Okay, I was gonna say 7. for some
And
reason.
we're spread out all over the country too, so it's not like we're together in the off time usually.
It's like two
Right.
in Michigan, 2 in Ohio, and 2 in Texas.
Yeah. So it's we don't get together much, but we've never really needed to because unless
We tour so much. Yeah.
yeah, we tour so much, we see
That's-
each other
yeah.
so much anyway, and like
That's what I mean. So like you guys tour so much, like you know, again, like
we had to totally flip our business model
way more digital these
like
days.
Yeah.
almost immediately and start thinking of like
Online merch
how
sales.
how can we boost
streams.
our online merch sales? How do we get our streams up? How do we do things like more interviews? Because we're not really a band that does a lot of interviews usually.
Right.
Like, you know, personally, I'm not a fan of like doing them usually.
No, yeah.
But I've gotten a little more used to it during this time because it's like, oh, this is cool. We actually get to talk to people about metal and about the band and stuff, which is nice compared to like, you know, all my family and friends are just sick of hearing my shit. They're
right.
like,
Yeah, no shit.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm in a band.
Yeah.
Keith,
We know.
Yeah,
Right.
We know.
we know.
You never stop talking about it.
Keith drank 2
I
beers
see.
and now he's telling us that story about Texas again.
Yeah, son of a
Like,
bitch.
Yeah, that's
TSA tried to get him on some shirts
yeah.
for the 17th time.
Right, right. So everybody I know immediately around me is sick of my shit.
Right.
So
Right.
we
Need some new eaters to hear these
So
stories.
it's
Yeah.
a nonstop grind as a band.
It is.
Absolutely.
It
Wanna
never stops.
If you want to get there and you want to do it like this is predominantly your living, you have to.
You have to.
You have to.
Absolutely.
Like you said, fuck you. I'm just gonna write the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to. The train
There's
moves
too many
forward.
people. That's why I kind of like I kind of went out. I'm like, you know what? I don't have that time, especially now.
Yeah.
You know, I got my kids and we got other plans. I'm like, I don't have that devotion to be like, yep, 24/7. Like that's what I can do is
yeah, we
do it.
We
Yeah.
dropped everything, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I left a job, a house, and a girlfriend. You know, when they were
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, you want to go on tour? Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Bye, life."
I still love when he joined the band. All right, so our guitarist that was in the band quit like in the middle of the tour because we had a booking agency, and I'm not going to name anybody to start any shit or anything, but at one point we hired a bigger booking agency, and they booked us a tour for our album release for This Is Hell, and it was immediately following.
What year was this?
2017.
Okay.
And we did a full like U.S. tour with Venom Inc., Goat Horror, and Toxic Holocaust.
Okay.
Which was basically our CD release tour, but then they wanted us to go back and do a full U.S. tour again in like B markets, headlining with some support bands. But we're about 3 weeks into the tour, and we had 13 shows either cancel or rip us off on our guarantee. And we were out in like California at this point, and our bus is starting to have problems, and we're like, dude, this sucks. Like, what's going on? And our agent was just avoiding us, and he was collecting cancellation fees from venues and pocketing it and not sending it to us or anything like that.
Dirty.
Damn.
And we
That's
just
so
got
dirty.
completely fucked by this agency, and then and they just ghosted us after that. So we canceled the rest of the dates on the tour
Well, yeah.
and just flew home.
Didn't the bus blow up in El Paso?
The bus blew up in front of Katie's house. Like we rolled up in front of her parents' house, dude, and it was like dun 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 dun, and it just shut itself off, and we had no oil pressure or anything, and we're just like,
Oh, failure.
fuck this tour, we're going home.
Yeah.
We're done. It's over with. And
Damn you, Texas! Stop blowing up our buses.
Our guitarist at the time was like, fuck this, I'm done, I quit, and he like flew home while we were in California still. So we did the Arizona show without him. It was just one guitarist.
Really?
And we got to El Paso in front of Katie's parents' house, and the bus exploded, and we're like, yeah, we're done. Screw this, we're going home.
Yep.
So we canceled the rest of the tour, but we kept one date a month later, in Kent, Ohio.
Okay.
We were opening for Whitechapel, Carnifex, Rings of Saturn, Entheos, and So This Is Suffering.
That was
Yeah, would have kept that show too.
So
that
we
was a
kept,
sick show.
so well our thinking was we're gonna keep this one show, and we're gonna go out on this year on a good note.
Right.
Because the whole year had been so sick, man. We had gotten signed to Unique Leader Records. We did both the OTEP tours, and the second one resulted in a bunch of press from us getting booted off the tour. We toured with Testament and Sepultura. We toured with Venom and Goat Horror. We played Summer Slaughter with Black Dahlia. Like, just killing it the whole year. And then this was not going to be how this year ended.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're like,
You're just getting
no,
absolutely fucked.
We're not doing this. So we Charles, our drummer, was like, "Oh, I know this dude in Tennessee. He'll totally play guitar for us, you know."
Yeah.
And none of us
Hello.
knew. Yeah, none of us knew Toby or anything. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, you say you can play the songs, you know? Well, let's see."
Yeah.
And
So you already knew the songs, or did he kind of fill you in? Hey, I'm gonna drop your name. in the
No,
hat"?
like okay, like I was literally in the middle of re-recording that solo album I was telling you about.
Yep.
And like they just stopped by my house in this like in this
In the bus?
rented SUV.
Okay.
yeah,
I was
It
just
was-
gonna be
it was-
more hilarious with the
couple of
bus.
It was Zach, Charles, and Lane.
oh
Okay.
yeah, our old bus driver.
yeah. Stopped at the house, and he walks in the door and he's like, "You want a pair of shorts?" Hands me like these T-con shorts. Then he's like, "You want to go on tour?" And I'm like, "When?" He's like, "Well, we got a show." He's like, "We got a show next month in Ohio." And I was like, "I could probably drive that."
Yeah.
And it was like a 9-hour drive up to Kent, Ohio. And then they were like, "Yeah, I think we're going on tour like February, March, something like that." And
What time was when was this? When
The-
they first approached you?
let me see
It was on their way home from the tour we canceled
yeah. So it might have been like
because
what,
we were
Yeah, so
August, September.
we were all
something like that?
yeah, we were all stuck in El Paso, and I think I had $6 to my name,
Ooh.
and I had no way to get back to Ohio from El Paso. And my
Yeah.
I had posted on Facebook like
Give me a ride.
yeah, I posted on Facebook. I'm like, anybody, help me get back to Ohio from El Paso, Texas. And
And then you get the sympathy. I wish I could.
oh yeah, I mean,
I feel for you.
yeah.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
Whatever, man. But my aunt saved the day, dude. She hit me up and she goes, "Hey, I got a bunch of frequent flyer miles. I'll use them to get you a flight from El Paso to Detroit."
Okay.
Super close.
And my sister came and picked me up from Detroit.
There you go.
And so I got home. I flew home. Katie was already home because the bus blew up in front of her parents' house. So lucky her. You know how
She's like, well, all right.
you know how
Good tour, guys.
you have a broken down school bus in your
Eggs and
parents' front
bacon?
lawn
Thank
now.
Right.
Yeah.
Mom.
I think Ron rented a car and drove back to Houston.
Yeah.
And then
Fuck it.
and then the rest of them, Zach, our bus driver Lane,
And Charlie.
and Charles. Well, shit, we left Icer in California. He was out there for like a while.
oh
he
yeah,
got
yeah,
back.
yeah. You guys did do that. That's funny.
He chose to. He chose
Yeah,
to.
he would be the type to.
But he was just
fucking
like,
Cali.
he's like, I'll get back. And like,
Icer's resourceful.
Yeah,
so.
he is. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So, the other three rented an SUV because they had to take Charles' drum set all the way from El Paso back up to Michigan.
shit.
So, like, yeah, they rented like this SUV and just started driving from El Paso, Texas, all the way back to Toledo.
One of the things they said to me when they got this out, when they got to my house to ask me about this, I was like, they're like, "Hey, you want to step outside, check out the 60K, bro?"
60K. Yeah.
It's like a big like suburban, huge ass.
yeah,
it was like a luxurious ride home.
So
for
before
sure.
they even
Right.
before they even got home, they stopped in Tennessee to try to recruit him to play guitar for us.
yeah,
And
it worked.
so
It's like,
I have not
again, don't get beat down by the whole thing. Like, we need another guitarist still.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's cool, dude. I know one on the way home.
Yeah. We'll just stop there.
We'll stop at his house and just tell him he's in the band.
So they
Yeah.
stop at my house. They're like, "Yeah, our bus blew up and our other guitar player quit. You want to join the band?"
Yeah, thanks.
Sounds like a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, I might never get to tour other than this, so yeah,
You're
I'm
just-
in.
Yeah. What else do I got? Let me check my calendar.
tour. 4 o'clock.
So I had no idea who he was, and I'd never seen him play guitar, nothing. And we're playing, showing our home state, not our hometown, but our home state.
Yeah.
And we're opening for these huge bands, and it's sold out. It's sold out way in advance, and tons of our fans have tickets and are coming out, and they know these songs, and it's like he shows up. And nobody in the band would fucking talk to him.
Nobody.
Nobody?
Not
Nobody
really,
in
no.
our band would talk
Just
to him.
besides the two guys.
Yeah, no,
that-
well, like I've known Charlie since 8th grade, so like that's why he was like, "Yeah, I got a guitar player." Like he like forever will say like I'm,
So
I've spoiled
is he
him
from
for
Tennessee or are you
no,
from
we're
Michigan?
no, we're both from Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Where
like
at?
yeah, he'll Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah, so like he said forever that like I've spoiled him as far as guitarists go. So he shows up and he asked me this thing, and I show up in Kent, Ohio, which like for me was like a 9-hour drive, and I was like with my girl at the time. And he comes over and he's like, yeah, let's go meet the band, dude. So like we go up, and I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? And like Keith just kind of looked at me and he's like, hey. And that was like all he said to me until we played. Ron was kind of a little more talkative, and like Zach is Zach, so he just kind of was like off doing his thing.
I do remember we're about to walk on stage, and he's standing next to me. I just looked at him like, "Don't fuck up," and I walked out there, man. He did a good job.
Which by that point, like, cause like I was in a local band in Lansing for like 5 years.
Right.
Yeah, so like even by the time they hit me up, I had like 300 plus shows under my belt. So like it wasn't really that big of a deal to me. Like
Jeez.
other than we get to play with
300.
like Rings of Saturn and
Whitechapel.
Big
Whitechapel.
bands.
Yeah. Which I like. Let me see. I like the first like probably biggest thing I did was Cattle Decapitation, Prong, and Soulfly played at Harpo's in 2009. I was 19.
Okay.
And we got to play that show. So like, I've had experience like playing with nationals and stuff like that, and whatever. They're a deathcore band, and like just upon first listens, I was like, oh, this it's not terribly complicated. I'm more like, I'm kind of proggy a little bit. Like I don't like to be bored while I'm playing my instrument, so it has to be bit. Like I have ADHD, like a motherfucker.
You can't just like do some power.
No,
chords and be
dude,
good
I
with
like
it.
chord for some reason like simple chords are so hard for me to remember.
Thanks, Rich.
But you give me a bunch of like shreddy stuff, like, just clicks. So like, but so I was listening to their stuff, and I'm like, oh, it doesn't sound that complicated. So I started learning a couple of songs, and I'm like, oh, this is a little. This is there's a little, there's a little more meat here than I thought there was. So like as I'm learning the songs, I'm like, okay, this is way cool. And then like I showed up to play the songs, and there was a few things like I didn't play right, but like I had to learn all the songs by ear. You know what I'm saying? So like there's gonna be things here and there that I got wrong.
By ear with guitar.
Yeah,
too.
we don't tab any of our shit out. There's like no playthrough videos of anything.
Nothing. You guys don't do the playthrough videos.
I mean, we've always kind of figured like if they're good enough to
figure
it out and have it be pretty damn close to where they can show up to rehearsals and we're like, it's actually this note or like really close stuff, then they're probably good enough to be in the band.
Yeah,
that's a good way of looking at it.
So I mean, if you can't figure it out, you don't play your instrument enough.
Right.
It's a way because our shit's not that hard.
It's not. I mean, it's definitely not.
It's not a cakewalk. Yeah, it's not a cakewalk. But
you gotta have some chops. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of like string skippy stuff that like, your run of the mill metal guitarist might not be like super good at. And I'm talking like big string skips, like low A to like D and G. You know what I'm saying? Like almost.
So
the
do
whole
you
guitar.
guys like alternate like doing like any sort of solo work, or do you like?
It just kind of depends. Like
we don't have a ton of solos.
No, I like. I mean, like
yeah.
that's what I mean. Like any solo work, or like do you guys pretty much play the same, just harmonize the whole time?
So like I have a thing about like the guitars very rarely playing the same thing at the same time.
Right.
So like it either comes down to like harmonies. Or like if he's playing like a chord progression and I'm too lazy to learn his chord progression, I'll write something like melodic over it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just kind of like give it like a little bit of zazz.
We use the keys for a lot of the depth and stuff too.
Right. Right. That is what sets your band apart.
And I mean like I have cuz like I took 2 semesters of music theory and like did well in them.
Ooh, did
yeah,
you?
so like kind of how because I handle a lot of the pre-production I take people's ideas and I help them, construct the full song. A lot of what I do is like
that is like some of the funnest parts of the music. It's just,
absolutely.
Just put it all together.
This
this slams right here. Bam.
How do these Tetris blocks fit together?
Right. Yeah. And putting it together.
So
it takes a certain ear too.
Yeah.
So like I look at what what the source material is, because like we kind of. Like, Ron writes a couple of songs for an album. Zach writes a couple of songs for an album. I put a couple of songs forward. We have talked about the idea of, like, Katie writing parts, but we haven't, like, necessarily got to that point.
That's what I was just going to ask.
yet.
Have you ever, like, built a song based off the keys?
I Won't Survive. From the This Is How record. Is before he was in the band. It was, like, a whole, like, structured guitar song in the first place. But the keyboard parts that she wrote were just really cool, and there were some guitar riffs that we weren't really. They just didn't work, and we didn't know why exactly. They just didn't it wasn't good,
Right.
You'd hear it, and you're like jamming, then you're like, oh, this part. Okay, it's good again. Okay, yeah. So we took all the parts that were kind of good again, and just deleted the parts we didn't like. So there was big gaps, and we. Party foul there.
No, you gotta eat it.
We've done that before, and I've eaten my fair share of joints.
Like I can do with eating the joint, but the ash would bother me.
But
it's the ash.
It's
a little dirty.
In all the empty spots for I Won't Survive, though, we just wrote like a keyboard like melody part.
Right.
And I wrote a vocal melody for Katie over it, and she does the majority of the vocals in that song.
Okay. So, like, for her parts, if, coming in... Well, like, so take the song that we heard when we began, like, did you wrote all the lyrics for that part?
Yeah.
Was it originally intended to have the singing like that?
Yep.
We did,
Pre-production didn't, but we just didn't feel like recording cleans.
Going into Monument of Misery, so like I said, with like the theory thing, like when it comes to writing, I'm very like theory oriented. Like I'm big on spontaneity in terms of coming up with like the riff that starts the song, or like I don't know, the riff, and then building the song around it.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you'd be jamming and noodling around, and like something sounds cool, and then like I go from the initial cool idea to like theory mode, and then I'm like, well, I could do this, and then basically try to build like the strongest possible riff there, and then you can go from there.
Yeah,
it's a big roadmap. You know what I mean?
I do appreciate that every member of our band writes though. Like Chuck writes like pretty much all the drums. Katie writes like pretty much all the keyboards. Aside from like a couple ideas thrown in here or there or whatever.
Well, there's there's which is like absolutely understandable, but like she basically writes her keyboard parts based on what she hears.
Yeah.
So like we give her the key, and then she just has to
the
like
song is in, and then
Yeah.
she kind of just
thing.
fills it in.
right. But since she doesn't know,
Kind of like a bass,
But
almost. Like she's kind of filling it in here.
Yeah.
And then you'll have your flares.
but since she doesn't always know exactly what we're doing, and we don't always strictly adhere to what theory would have us do.
Yeah.
Right.
We throw chromaticisms in there, and the whole.
That's when it
nature
gets
of
fun. You're like, whoa.
Right, you do the weird stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. The guitar is the most experimental part because like for Monument of Misery and the album that we're writing right now, I wrote guitar, Toby wrote guitar, Zach wrote guitar, Ron wrote guitar. So like 4 different people with 4 very, very different styles of like writing, all contributing to the same instrument, kind of is what makes us, I feel like, crossed into so many different weird genres.
Right. It all ends up.
So how do you write guitar? You play guitar too?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
But normally, I'm not as skilled of a guitar player by a long shot as either him or Zach, or even Ron. Just because I focus more on vocals at this point, but I started off playing guitar. So what I'll do is I'll sit down with Toby and kind of, here's my dumb version of this, know, and this is my idea here.
This is what I'm thinking. Like,
and I work with
and then
Toby.
You like take it and
Yeah. I mean, like.
He doctors it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like the same
Basically.
thing happens with the Ron thing, because Ron's the bass player. He can play guitar, but like it's not his thing. So
It's
like
not complete. Almost.
he writes guitar parts like a bass player would.
You're
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I have to like go through and think, and I mean,
Like-
with the utmost respect that I can do to his original idea, I still got to play the part,
right.
and I'm gonna play right.
Yeah. Yes.
And I got to make it so it sounds more like what a guitar would be, and not just a bass part on a guitar.
yeah.
Right.
So like I do zazz some stuff up, and there was one song on this album where I definitely big zazzed up one part and then added another, and it's kind of like it's like a weird proggy like melodic kind of riff, and it has a weird rhythm to it. Like he even kind of decided not to have, I think there's one part where you have like it's like an accentuating scream, but
Yeah.
like it's not, it's mostly vocal free, and the keys are doing some cool shit too.
Right.
Yeah,
But,
if I ever hear like a cool musical part when I'm like writing lyrics, I'm like, all right, I'll just leave that to jam, man. Like,
Right. Yeah. It's not. That's okay to
Yeah.
leave those.
And that's
parts.
something that's come with experience in recording albums for a long time is, because I'm the kind of person that like when I'm hearing a song and I'm writing lyrics, I'm thinking from the first fucking note to the end of the song, I need to think of some vocals almost.
Right.
And like it doesn't need to be that. Sometimes less is more in different parts, and I've been learning that more album to album that we've recorded and kind of refining that. And I've used every album, I try to incorporate a couple new things that I've never done vocally before, just to
Okay.
kind of mix it up and try some new things, because sometimes you end up with something like really cool. Like we were working with John Burke for the This Is Hell record, and there's like some vocal layering in there where it's like a low scream or like a low mid,
Right.
and then he had me do this like hardcore sounding like yell in the
where it's
background.
not
right?
quite a full like.
Dude, it wasn't like a scream at all, dude.
It's
I
like-
felt so dumb. Like
Yeah.
it was like yeah, like
Yeah.
that. Like,
But then
and
when it's layered all
and it layered
the
in, dude, and it
meats-
just made it sound so full, and it made it sound so melodic, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I would have never thought of that, So
Yeah.
working with him, and then the last record we got to work with Christian Donaldson of Cryptopsy up at the Grid in Montreal,
Ooh.
He's so
and he
good.
had some ideas that were just like all right, yeah, I like it, you know.
And it's similar to like, you know, with clean vocals too, because like you wouldn't think that this layered track of you just kind of going da 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 to like just getting that lower frequency in there the whole time, and then you layer it, you're like, oh yeah, okay, I can see why I just sounded like an idiot for 3 minutes.
Right, it sounds cool now.
Is that is this what depth is?
But all they have to do is mute the other tracks and make everybody in the studio laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like half the time, like producers do that just to like be funny. Like they act like they're sitting there doing something real serious, you know. But I know they're just like laughing on the inside when they hear this like by itself, you know, like because it is funny. I laugh. Like, man, I sound stupid. Then you put it over a breakdown, you're like, oh, that's great.
That's great.
It's good.
Dude, this energy drink stuff is really good. I've almost killed mine. Raise energy.
Show the camera what it is.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, show your camera.
Okay.
Your camera.
Mine?
Yeah, yours.
Oh, okay.
So many cameras.
Dude, this is the first time in the setup. I'm confused. I'm like, where is all my shit?
Camera 1.
Camera 1.
Camera 2.
Camera 2. Thank you. Can you like to switch, please? Thank you. Yeah, this is pretty good.
I'm using camera 1.
Yeah, it's not bad. They sponsored us, so
That's cool.
trying to get the word out there. If you go to their website, you can use the promo code TCON and get 15% off.
15% off.
15% off. Sometimes they send you free like weird shit, like different like energy,
The zero
fucking
sugar.
sleep powder shit. I don't know.
Sleep powder?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
here,
like
this is how
something-
you come down.
Yeah. So drink 10 of these. Snort this drink powder.
Snort the powder,
And
please.
You're gonna go right to sleep.
35 melatonins, please.
When you wake up, you'll be 10% faster.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, I don't even drink like sugar pop and stuff. I can't. It's just gross to me. So
Well,
this is.
no
I normally
no
do.
sugar.
I normally do like an energy drink a day, but like
That's why I don't drink them though, because they're so much sugary. And then
Yeah.
the ones I've tried that are zero sugar is
Kind of.
I just
eat
like
it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of get like weird with. It's easier for me to like calculate the amount of caffeine that I'm getting
with an energy drink.
with an energy drink, rather than like
Then-
if I'm drinking like 2-3 cups of coffee. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm like, I've never been one
More
to
math
chug it.
involved. with
There's
the
a lot
coffee.
Yeah.
more math.
I've never been more like one to like chug energy drinks and like sip casually over like a 2-3 hour period or something like that.
I've seen this
So, like,
dude on
right.
tour and consume nothing except
However-
for Rockstar energy drinks for days on end.
I drink a lot of water and beer too.
A lot of water and beer.
The water in the beer doesn't count.
Yeah.
I don't
I
see your
know
ass drink
that,
water,
but
like, ever.
I chug water when you're not looking. No, I really do. I really do drink a lot of water though. I drink a lot.
I mean,
I'm
you
like
have
a
to on
up.
tour.
yeah. I'm seriously like a pee every 45 minutes kind of guy.
You gotta stay hydrated. Well, if you have to pee, that's fine.
I'm also small. Quite small.
Small,
Yes,
yeah.
small man.
I'm small, man.
Less
Yeah.
distance to travel.
Exactly.
Smaller.
The storage
everything.
isn't so good.
Yeah, the storage. That's lacking capacity.
Right.
Lacking capacity.
Hey, my food bill is very small. Also very small though.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Small meals? Like what? You like a McChicken and a small fry, dude? And like you're good.
Maybe not even the fry.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I probably can.
He's
I,
like our cheapest band member. To
I
feed,
probably,
and
I
we'll take
I
care of him
legitimately
on the road.
probably consume only like 1,000 to 1,500 calories a day. Like I don't move around a lot.
What
If-
is the standard? 25?
2,000 something like
Is it
that.
2,000?
Yeah,
No
I
idea.
probably eat like half that. I just unless I'm doing a lot of it. I eat a lot after shows. It's usually when I'll like smash the most
Right.
amount of food.
The
I
after
could never
show-
really
Yeah.
eat before. a
Yeah,
show.
I'm just a big like I eat only when I'm hungry and I don't eat until I'm full. I just eat until I'm not hungry anymore. I'm a snack kind of guy, you know.
See,
Snack grazer.
Yeah, exactly.
see what we do like on
Fig
the
Newtons all day.
on the road.
Let me
Like
get like
nobody.
2 cookies.
You're
Right,
out
I'm
there,
good for
you're
2
just like,
hours.
I feel like me and
cookies.
sometimes Ron are the only ones that actually wake up early in the morning, like on the road.
I'm usually up by like 10.
10.
Yeah,
10-ish.
but I'll set an alarm for like 7 a.m. and go into the
That's insane to me.
and go
Like
in.
we're up to like 2-3 in the
Yeah,
morning.
right.
Like
Well-
I can do like 5-6 hours, but 4 that's too little.
No,
See,
yeah.
I'll
I
do
need at least
I'll
5.
do the 4 and I'll take my laptop into the truck stop because I got to do all my booking shit, so I don't
Right.
like fall behind because I still got to like book tours and stuff while I'm on tour.
Right. Yeah, you got to.
Truck stops got like kind of fast Wi-Fi sometimes, like the Pilots and the Loves and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll go in there, dude, and I'll like take a shower.
Hell yeah.
I'll fucking like get all my work done for the day, so I just don't got to worry about it anymore. And then by that time is when the rest of them wake up, and I see them one by one, like groggy, coming into the truck stop, like grabbing snacks, like bitching.
Zach is definitely the worst. Zach is definitely the worst. But also that statement is only like 60% true, because God damn it, how many times do you come back to the bus? I didn't get any fucking work today. There's so many annoying goddamn people in this fucking truck stop.
I mean, that is definitely a fucking a variable.
It's like a 1 in 3 chance where Pop comes back. He's like, either the Wi-Fi is shit or like somebody's being really fucking irritating.
And I'm gonna hit them if I don't leave.
Which that's fair. But you know what though? I'm probably gonna it's gonna be different for me. Like from Tori now, since like with the whole streaming thing, I'm gonna have to figure. We need to spring for the bus Wi-Fi. I don't care if it's just me and you. If it's just me and you, we're password protecting it from the other motherfuckers.
Nah, fuck you guys.
Yeah, no.
Like, too many people on this Wi-Fi.
Right, I need the upload speed.
Yes.
I'm only playing Super Nintendo games, but I need the upload speed. Right.
We usually leave the truck stops at like 11 or noon at the latest, depending on how far we drove the night before. Which will depend on who's driving. If Ron's driving after the show, we'll go at least 10 minutes. When Alex is driving, we got a couple hours usually. In fairness, Ron just played a show.
Right.
But it's always funny because he's like, we gotta make time to the next place, and he'll drive like literally to the next truck stop and go pass out for 7 hours. And it's like, so why are we not partying at the bar still?
Yeah. Come on.
Literally. Like, we could have did that.
Yeah.
And it'll be like a truck stop that's like half closed down with like no food, no bathroom.
Because you already left a good one.
Yeah, you left a good one already.
And you mapped those out too. I'm sure you got like you remember these truck stops.
Oh yeah. I think like
you know,
what is it, Monroe, Michigan? Taco Bell probably knows us by name by now.
Oh, absolutely.
Going back and forth to Pontiac and just
Right.
coming back again after the show trashed.
Right.
But we usually leave the truck stop, and then it's usually a couple hours drive to the venue. But sometime in that time, we will call restaurants until we can convince one of them to give us free food. It works every single day, dude.
No, yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Very rarely.
Unless by
choice. And say, we can't get comps.
Yeah, unless by choice or in like Los Angeles, New York City, it's a little tougher.
Is it?
They don't care who you are. They're
right.
Like, oh yeah, you want food? Well, I'm gonna charge you double because you talk to me.
So does everybody else.
Yeah.
So does everybody else.
Right. But if you're going through like the middle of nowhere somewhere and you call them up, we're like, hey, we're this death metal band. We're touring across the country. Can we come in and eat some burritos and like not pay you for them? And they're like, hell yeah.
And we do give them
like
online.
Take a picture with them, give them a CD or something. You know.
We do give them online promotion though, and like
right.
The band, in the band and ourselves, like we do have decent amount of followers.
And
enough people in the area to get them at least some business.
I'm sure a lot of people are like, come in and then they'll just serve you something. You're not going to come in there and get your menus, or do they like just like, hey,
sometimes they
hook
whatever
it up,
you want.
Yeah,
whatever you want.
We'll get like a nice
some prime rib or something.
Sometimes we'll get like a Central Barbecue in Memphis. We went down there, man. They'll lay out like a whole platter of barbecue for us. It's awesome, man.
Hell yeah.
Some of them, like if we're
Pappy's
playing
in St. Louis.
Yeah, if we're playing in the city that they're in or like near there that night, sometimes we'll like put a couple of them on the guest list or something, and they'll come down to the show and rage with us and stuff like that.
There you go.
And they'll be like the dudes that gave us free Jimmy John's earlier.
Yeah, right.
So it's cool, and then they, not only is that really helpful for us because it cuts our food budget an entire meal in half.
For sure.
Which allows us to stay in hotels on off days and like not die the rest of the time.
Exactly.
To be allowed to shower occasionally without being charged $12.75 at a truck stop.
Yeah.
I think I told the clerk to go fuck himself because he told me $12.
It's $12 for a truck stop shower.
I hadn't showered. We played 10 shows in 10 days. I didn't shower once.
Man.
You ever been so dirty it hurts?
Has it always been like that where they charge for showers?
I used to be 11, as long
Really?
back as I remember, yeah.
Really?
But honestly, like, people are always like, oh, truck stop showers are so gross. They're so gross.
Right.
They're really
Dude,
not.
That's what
they
people
are
say.
They're
they're
really not.
cleaner
They're nice.
than my bathroom at home, probably.
Because people don't want to
Like-
pay $12.75 to take a shower.
Oh no, they'll be depending on where you're at and what time of day, there'll be lines, man.
Really?
You'll have like a
Yeah.
2-hour wait for a shower.
Well, I mean, you're a trucker and you're going across state, you know,
And
you
truckers
got-
make
want a
decent
fucking-
money a lot of
yeah,
the time,
you want
man,
a
so-
shower. You're like, you want a hot shower.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna wait.
See, I budget myself on the tour, so at least every other day at minimum, if not every day, I will pay for a $12 shower. And I'll go take a shower, and then I'll text group chat and be like, who wants a shower? And I'll leave the water running.
Right.
Because otherwise, if you shut the water off, it tells the clerk that the shower shut off.
Oh.
And they'll be like, oh, that one's done. They'll schedule it for like cleaning or whatever. Somebody's still in there. They'll be like, what the hell? So if you don't turn the water off and you text, hey, I'm about to walk out the bathroom, and you just kind of walk out, and they're already scouting the outside because they're out there,
Right.
and they just walk in.
Walk in.
They take a shower, so now it's 2 $6 showers.
There you go.
I have never taken a shower faster in my life.
fuck. But you're clean.
Literally, like probably a 90-second shower.
Yeah, dude. You're walking in. You got the soap. You're not even hitting the water.
What about
yet.
the
It's just shampoo this time.
what about
Get the hot spots.
Yes, get them.
the
On
festival?
my face because of the paint.
The festival in
No shit.
Illinois, Full Terror Assault. They got these little like campground showers, dude, and they're
Yeah.
so sketch, and they're just full of spiders and shit,
Oh my
Really?
god.
and the water's just freezing all the time because there's all these like just people in and out of it all the time.
Really?
So we're going to wash the paint off after the show, man. That's probably the fastest shower I've ever taken on a tour.
Hey, you know
For
what
sure,
though?
man.
You know what though? In the defense of shower spiders,
Shower spider. Oh, I
they
fucking hate
usually
spiders.
don't mess with you because there's running water.
Yeah, still, they're
Still,
there.
man, like
I'm just saying, like I had to learn how to make friends with the spiders in my house in Tennessee because there's much less dangerous ones that will just hold spots
Yeah.
for the more dangerous ones. You know what I'm saying? Like not let them move in because it's their spot.
Yeah.
So like,
I'm good with someone in the basement and stuff, but
Yeah.
like, you know, upstairs, no. I if I go to bed and there's a spider in there, like I gotta kill it. I gotta get it.
I just used to watch this like the spider in my shower like get close to where the water was hitting, and I'm like, no, friend, please don't.
Don't do it.
And then just like watch him go down the drain. I'm like, buddy, I told you.
I told you, man.
Watching
I-
the two in the corner, I'm like, please don't be this stupid.
you know, like one spider, something like that, whatever, man. But when you get into a dark shower in a campground,
Oh,
and it's
yeah,
like
it's
all
the
it's all
worst.
wooden, so all the
Yes.
wood's like rotting around you,
Yeah.
and there's like
Rotting wood feels so gross on your bare
and
feet.
it's like 2x2, and it's cold water with a light bulb hanging,
Yeah.
and there's like 40 spiders in there, and you're like, dude, fuck this.
Fuck
Like,
this.
okay,
I'm good.
that's significantly different than my experience.
okay,
Yeah,
well, the showers on the end by the gate where they told us to go
Ooh.
are rough.
We've taken showers on tour in some pretty scummy.
Scummy
Yeah,
places,
Weird.
but that's
Yeah.
but it's at a fucking campground.
But
you
hey,
already
you
know
know-
when you're
no,
heading
I-
up
You know
there.
what?
When you're
Trust
heading up
me.
there, you're like,
Trust
it's gonna
me,
be
I'm
full
still
bucks.
totally sold on the festival. I'd go back today.
Right.
But, like,
Right.
I am
Yeah,
still
I
willing
might
to take a
rethink
shower
the-
wherever
The
possible.
shower
Cleaning up
idea.
process, yeah.
Or bring a broom with you so you can just broom them all out.
Some spider spray, just take it in the shower
Oh,
with you.
right. Ooh.
All that said, at a certain point, I'm taking a shower where I'm taking a shower.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
We've definitely used like a hose behind a venue.
Oh yeah.
I
A lot of horse baths and
sinks.
the venues, yeah,
Yeah.
and in the truck stops.
And then you look at the sink afterwards. He's like, oh shit.
Every
Oh
time,
no no! This is what happens. dude.
every time I'm shirtless in a sink in a venue and somebody comes into the bathroom, Charles always looks at the door and goes, $5 brothel. What's up, dude?
$5 bro.
But we like everybody will wash up in the venue sink. I'm usually the last one to like get cleaned up because I'm running around like trying to get us paid, trying to sell
Yeah.
some merch.
He's
trying
got dad
to, like,
things to do.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing the TM thing like immediately upon getting off stage. I go to the merch booth and then I go hunt down the promoter.
Right.
And these guys are like loading out and stuff and like washing up. So I go to get paid from the promoter by the time I'm done at merch and everything, and the promoter's pissed, and I'm like, why? And he's like, did you see our bathroom? Not yet.
No. I'm not.
black paint everywhere, like, every time. And then I'm in there wiping it off.
Right. Yeah, like
That is 100% not me. I always leave the shit cleaner than I found it.
I won't name names, but we all know who it is. Whom?
We can talk about it later.
Yeah. Who being several people.
yeah.
There's at least half the band that does
I mean,
it.
I just imagine it's gonna happen though.
It does happen.
It's gonna happen,
dude, because
It's not that
It's
hard.
just whether you're gonna
it's just-
clean it up or
it's
not.
just, it's just not that hard to hit it with a paper towel afterwards.
Remember,
It's not that hard.
I say that every
Kitchener.
day.
the art gallery that we played in up in Ontario.
Yeah, that lady was mad.
So check this out. So
Hold on. That was her fault. That was her fault, though.
It was her fault.
She looked at, we got booked there. Why
Yeah.
did we get booked there? It was an art gallery. Right next to City Hall.
Really?
it was
Yes.
like attached to City Hall.
That was
just you guys playing?
No, Becomes Astral was on tour with us, which is Liam, their bass player, is the one that brought us to Canada. This is our first ever tour in Canada.
He books a bunch of bands across Canada.
And we kind of traded. I booked them a bunch of US dates, and they booked us a tour across Canada.
Right.
So, like, they toured with us in the States. We toured with them in Canada. Well, we went to Canada for the first time, and we're headlining. We don't know what to expect, and we find out quickly that Canada is badass, like, for metal shows. Because we had never been there.
If there's 3 people at a Canadian show,
There's going to be a pit.
they will be pitting.
Yeah, absolutely. And they just loved it. And, like, I want to say, like, 4 or 5 days into the tour, we roll up to the address, and it's literally we're parked in front of City Hall.
Do you want one?
I'm all right, man. Thank you, though. We're literally parked in front of City Hall, and it's like, this is the address.
Right.
And we're like, this can't be right, man.
Yeah.
And
like,
then next
looking
thing
at
we
City
know,
Hall, like no way.
yeah, next
This
thing
ain't
we
it.
know, dude.
We're parked on the sidewalk.
Well,
Yeah.
Surprising amount of crackheads everywhere.
Becomes Astral pulls up behind us.
And
I'm like, Liam, bro, like, are we playing City Hall? He goes, well, kind of. And he like, this lady meets us there, dude, and he opens it up, and it's like this little art gallery, like paintings worth thousands of dollars on the walls and shit everywhere. And we're like, dude, this is going to be a problem.
Right, we're covered in paint and fake blood.
Yeah, like, this is
You
going to
messed
be
up.
an issue.
Yeah, you messed up.
And she's like, oh, no, we have bands here all the time. And and we're like, not like this, though.
Wasn't it?
Not like
Wasn't it
this.
also the actual lady that was there wasn't the one who actually booked the show?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so she wasn't. She may have not got a glimpse of who we were or like that,
Something.
but whoever booked the show did
Yeah.
had to have.
And they
Right.
fucked up.
They
Like,
fucked up.
basically, first off, Ron will park that bus wherever the fuck he wants if he doesn't find a suitable parking spot. So this motherfucker pulls up on the sidewalk and parks it in front of City Hall. Busts out the grill and starts grilling burgers.
yeah,
Oh my God.
puts down the handicap gate,
Oh yeah.
Puts
puts a grill out on it.
and is just
is
grilling
cooking
burgers in
burgers.
front of City Hall with his big black school bus parked in their City Hall, downtown Kitchener, Ontario.
Oh my god.
And just no fucks given. None. And he's in corpse paint doing this shit.
He's just standing out there.
Just cooking burgers, dude.
People got to be going by like, what
And
kind of
this
fucking
is like
YouTube
a-
shit is this?
This is a little thing, man, like the size of this basement venue size. And there's like thousands of dollars of paintings on the walls everywhere. And then just people start showing up and showing up and showing up. And it's packed.
Yeah, there was like
it was like
there was
this
like
in there everywhere.
50 people in this
And it was
you
like
had
a-
like 50, 60 people in like this space from here
Holy
to there.
shit.
Yeah,
and it was
tiny.
like a floor
Wow.
show. It was a floor
Floor
show.
show.
So we're just like
Where
throwing
the
down.
drum kit is like this far from the wall, which has the $1,000 paintings
Yeah.
upon it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And dude, she's like the lady right before we played because they were kind of bumping around for Becomes Astro a little bit, and she's like, she gets on the mic even. She's like, guys, there's some very expensive artwork in here, and we
You need
can't
to
have you
calm
mosh,
down."
and we
Yeah.
know you guys are excited, but we gotta
Wrong.
calm down a little bit.
Oh my God.
Dude, as soon as we started playing, it was a fucking massacre.
Oh,
Everybody
shit.
like spin kicking, whipping each other into these paintings and shit.
Oh
like,
no.
dude, it was so crazy. Our merch table got taken out. Like,
Holy shit.
it was wild. And at the end of the night, dude, we got loaded out, and I come walking back, and I'm like, "Hey, can I use your bathroom real quick?" No,
No.
get out of here.
Holy
like,
shit.
mad as fucking I look, dude. There's blood splattered up the fucking walls. There's black paint across the fucking floor. And we're just like, oof, okay.
Oof. All right.
So we're out.
Yeah, we're out of here.
We're not paying for the paintings.
No.
You know, it wasn't our fault. Like, we didn't do
You
anything
can keep our
intentionally.
payment. Thank you.
No, we got paid.
No, you still got paid.
We got paid. Yeah.
You got paid.
Hell yeah, we got paid. We got paid when we got there.
Oh, okay. That's why you got paid.
We knew.
That's why you got paid.
We knew this would be a later issue.
Yeah,
no
well, we
shit.
got stiffed in Edmonton, so maybe it evened out.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Dude, Becomes Astral was trying to hunt him down to get our guarantee while we were playing.
Yeah.
And this dude was like, yeah, dude, I'll meet you by the front door. And he went behind the bar and he ran to the other side of the bar and ran out the back door and hopped in his car and bolted off. Oh, no. And didn't pay us. It's like, dude, we're in another country and you're just going to like fuck us like that, dude. Like,
Yeah, no shit.
how's that going to.
Yeah, both the bands.
Yeah,
right?
well, Becomes Astral's from Canada.
Okay.
But.
Like Ontario, you know what I mean? So we're looking at
like,
Edmonton.
Yeah. So
Way
like
west.
Canadian Michigan.
Canadian Michigan.
Midwest,
basically.
yeah, like the prairies. It's like the Midwest of Canada.
Yeah. It's everything looks the same here.
It's
Just
all like plainsy
cleaner.
and stuff like that. And
There's like less people and everything's
Right.
cleaner. And that's it. Like otherwise it's
Everything's
Michigan.
cleaner.
it's cool though.
Yeah.
Canada's awesome.
We like
Yeah.
Canada. I can't wait to go back.
Yeah.
I think it probably won't be till next year at least.
But at least like, you got shows coming out now. Last time we were saying earlier, touching on your tour that you got coming out. You're like kind of I've been seeing all the shows start and it's just like, okay, here's the Facebook feed, starting to get back to what it was pre-pandemic with shows and flyers and
it feels weird. Like we were talking about this on the way up here. Like, when it first happened, it was like, oh, everything's canceled, and then it's like, oh, well, maybe we can do this by this time, and it's like, no, canceled.
It was tough.
But like now it's like getting to the point where it's like, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So it's like
weird.
you gotta like get back to
readjust
that.
again
Exactly.
into that mindset.
Yeah.
It was like it was tough because I do the booking thing too. So I had like tons of tours booked, flights booked to places for bands and like all that stuff. And then it was like, okay, the whole country shut down. And I was like, whoa, like, what do you mean?
Right.
Like this has never happened as long as I've been alive.
Yeah.
Or that I've heard of ever happening. Like, and then it was like supposed to be for 2 weeks. And I'm like, okay, that sucks. Let's move some things around. A couple bands are cutting their tour a little short. Like,
Be fine by the summer.
it'll be fine by summer. So we start moving stuff. And then it's like, stuff's getting worse.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh God, like what's going to happen now? And then we're canceling whole tours. And we're like, dude, we lost a lot of money. And I know a lot of other bands too, because we had flights booked. We had merch was already ordered and showed up for these tours, like whole tours worth of merch.
Right.
Which is like thousands and thousands of dollars up front that we're out.
Overstocked, baby.
And then
Overstocked, man.
yeah, if you had money invested in any shows, now they're rescheduled. It's going to be longer before you can recoup, And then at the same time, the bills don't stop.
Yep.
So it's like, shit, man. Like, what are we going to do? And it just kept getting longer and longer. And then we canceled just everything for 2020. Except we did.
But it was such a process though of like you couldn't just know right away. It was always like wait and see. Here's another couple weeks.
And then
here's
it was
another
like-
couple weeks.
Yeah, a lot of like hope
Another
and
couple
disappointment.
weeks.
A lot of hope and disappointment.
Okay, yep.
Hope and disappointment.
Back and forth.
We
Yeah.
did
It's
host.
emotionally like
You didn't know.
scarring. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like it's a lot to deal with.
We did host one event last year, but we did it in honestly the safest way I could think of.
Yeah, incredibly very limited capacity. Everybody was masked.
Yeah.
I got a hold of a movie theater in my hometown.
Okay.
And the thing was it was going to be very expensive for us to get sound and to get like our gear everywhere without the bus and all that stuff on top of bringing Katie and Ron up from Texas. So we wanted to cut down expenses, and it was still like, really frowned on to do a show, like a live show of any kind.
Oh yeah.
And so we didn't want to play. Like, what can we do? What can we do?
And this is what, like Halloween, right?
We did it on Devil's Night, yeah.
Okay, the 30th. Yeah.
So we just kind of we had released The Making of Monument of Misery, just like a studio stuff.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
And it had gotten picked up on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And they released it through Prime Video and stuff, and it got like a lot of attention, a lot of people watching it and stuff. And I was like, talking to our merch guy, Icer, and was like, hey, man, do we have enough footage? Because he films a lot of our stuff,
Right.
Do we have enough footage to...
Yeah, you're not selling merch in the bus. Here's a fucking camera.
Yeah, pretty much. So we were able to put together decent footage of 10 different songs, all from shows, different places in the country and stuff, from the tours the previous 2 years.
Oh, okay.
So, like, we had a whole set list, a 10-song set list, all from different shows.
That's cool.
And we kind of did interviews with each band member, like, okay, we're talking Texas Independence Fest, what do you remember of that? And so it was like these exclusive interviews only for this concert thing. So it'd be like one member saying something about a specific show, and then it would show a song from that show.
Yep.
And then it would go to like the next thing. It went all the way through the whole set list like that. And we threw in a little section where like it showed 3 of our recent music videos in a row and whatever, and we put it together, and it ended up being like it was like a 2-hour like documentary / like full concert thing.
Yeah, like the total package. It's not just a live concert DVD thing.
Right. So we put this together very quickly, like in a matter of days. And we're like, I called the local theater in my hometown, like, and this is a movie theater, like an old school, like 50s looking, the neon lights and the marquee and the whole, like, all the little light bulbs on the bottom of the marquee and all that stuff. Like, it's a movie theater from, like, it's a historic landmark kind of thing in Maumee, Ohio. And I used to go there on field trips in, like, middle school and, like, high school to watch, like, nature documentaries and shit like that. And it's, like, across the street from the fucking police station. And, like, it's, like, in this nice area of, like, uptown Maumee, like, whatever, man. And I called them and I was like, hey, I got this crazy idea. We can't play any shows this year. We're from the area. We just had this come out on Amazon Prime. We own all the rights to it and whatever. What's it going to take for us to do a movie premiere and show it on the big screen and have a bunch of metalheads in the theater?
Sell tickets.
And sell tickets to it and stuff. And they were like, that's awesome. Like, let's do it. Like,
run that.
And I was very surprised that they were so receptive to it. And it kind of helped that we were a Halloween-y looking like band.
Right.
It just worked
And
out.
we wanted to do
The timing was
at
good.
Devil's Night.
The timing was good.
But your movie theaters were open and stuff at this time?
At limited capacity.
At limited capacity, yeah.
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even think ours were open.
So
yet.
we went to I went down there and had a meeting with them, like with the general manager, and we just kind of walked through the theater and we're like, all right, this is how we want to do this. This is how, like, to where we could even have a full merch booth set up.
Yeah.
Like,
Go buy
safely and
merch.
everything, and like everybody have like masks and whatever, and they did the full movie concessions and like had the little ticket dude in the booth like taking tickets and dude,
It was cool.
so
That
it was
is
like
cool.
like a 400 or 500 capacity theater, and I think we were able to sell 130 tickets. And the way we did the seating, we had ushers that would actually walk people down, help them get to like the seats. You could come with the group you were with, like whoever showed up with you, kind
It
of
was
thing.
like, what,
Y'all could
3 seats apart at least?
y'all could sit together, but
Something like that.
nobody. We only seated every other row going back, so no matter where you were in the theater, nobody was directly in front of you or behind you.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sweet, anyway.
Yeah, it ends up being better experience.
And
Yeah,
'cause you don't got
absolutely.
a tall guy in front of you.
and you
like,
sit with like your little pod of like people.
yeah.
But on either side of you, there either had to be an aisle or 3 empty seats before the next group of people.
Right.
So we like really planned it out like thoroughly. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We got movie posters printed. They put them up in front. Like,
Did you do more than one showing?
no,
just the
we
one.
No?
just
Just
one
one
exclusive
showing.
showing.
Super
and
exclusive.
And we flew the whole band in, and everybody was there in our full corpse paint with the masks and everything. And like we signed
It's
a
like
bunch
a
of-
whole. It's a fucking whole event.
Yeah,
dude.
absolutely.
we were signing movie posters for everybody, and like,
got the table. And shit
I mean,
set
the
up.
big movie posters.
Yeah.
Like,
It was cool, man. After a year of not playing shows, like,
Yeah.
it was cool to
Yeah.
like connect with fans again.
and keep your name out there.
Exactly.
Right.
That's
And-
the whole thing during
Yep.
this time is keeping relevant.
I know it's
Exactly.
like a little
Generating
bit.
content.
Yeah, I know it's a little bit like goofy to get excited about this, but when you walk into the movie theater and you know the little like tickers, the little like light tickers that
Yep.
move, it said the Convalescence on the one to the main theater, and I'm like,
Yes.
we did it. And it was
That's
cool because, I just drove from home. I live 10 minutes away from this theater.
Yeah.
So I'm cruising. I turned the corner to where you can first see the theater the day of the show, and we had sold it out in advance. We sold all 130 tickets.
Right.
And I pull around the corner, and I'm looking Uptown Maumee, and right on the big marquee, the Maumee Indoor Theater, it says the Convalescence sold out on the marquee. And there's a line wrapped around, like filling the lobby and like wrapped around the building. Everybody just in Convalescent shirts and shit.
That's cool.
All these metalheads lined up through Uptown Maumee, and I was like, we did it.
That's so cool.
It was a really cool experience to do that. And then we later released the concert. We called it Rituals of the Damned. We released the concert on Amazon Prime after that as well.
That's cool.
So, that was the only event that we got to do last year.
What a fucking neat experience. Selling out a movie theater.
Oh, absolutely. We had a movie premiere.
Yeah. No, like, what the
Right.
And
Why?
and you can go watch it on Amazon Prime now.
Yeah.
That's cool, too.
To give you an idea of how quickly this came together and, like, how lucky and just bullshit this was the idea came about to do this October 1st, and we sold it out and hosted it October 30th.
Right.
It was like,
crunch time,
hey,
man.
dude, we're doing this, like, later this month. Like, we should probably put this full concert together. We promised everybody.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
Get it done.
So we busted our ass and we got it done. Everybody even had to, like, film their interviews, like, remotely. Like, I think Katie is, like, wearing her nurse's scrubs in her car, like, at work. On a break from work, recording her interview piece
with the corpse paint on too, like
But
yeah,
we did get to do that last year, and we got to involve some of our fans in the video for One of the Dead that we filmed over the summer last year because we rescheduled Toledo Death Fest.
Oh my god!
And it was supposed to be July 25th, and I had booked Austin Scherzberg, the music video dude, to come down and do a bunch of filming at Death Fest. And we were going to do a live video at Death Fest and kind of put together a mashup of a bunch of the bands that had played all day for like a Death Fest like recap video.
right.
So I hired him to come down to do that, and he had all the plans to come down, and cases shot back up again. We had to cancel, and I was like, man, we still, everybody already had their plane tickets to come here. And everybody, like, even Austin had plans to come here and everything. And I knew that a bunch of our fans had plans to go to Death Fest that day.
Right.
And I'm like, shit, we got to be able to do something with this other than lose money. Because that's all we've done this whole year, is just lose money. So
Here we go, losing some more.
Yeah. Well, Mike DeWine made a speech. We just lost $2,000. Like, it was like, not that it's the bad call to shut everything back down when there's like COVID going around, but it was
Absolutely.
just like a bummer every time. You're like,
every time.
Did you see what DeWine said? And I'm like, let me check my bank account.
Let me check my bank account. Yeah. Well, let's pause right here for a second because I really got to take it.
Oh, no worries, man.
Hey, me too, actually.
Do you? All right.
Yeah.
You can follow those.
This is like technically the 5th full length, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
like
this
what's
will be
a
the fifth full length.
so it's like what's an EP? How many songs is
would,
an EP?
I would say anywhere from like 4 to 7.
What's
4
an
to
LP?
7, yeah.
An LP would be. I feel like
5 to 8.
9 would be minimum. For
9
an
minimum
LP.
for an LP. Why don't you just call it an album?
But they would have to be long.
What's an album?
Well, like I would say an LP and an album are like the same thing, like a complete long play record.
I guess
long play record.
For
Okay,
me,
LP.
for me, an EP is like a long demo. Like,
Okay, so
I feel
there's
like
demo.
I
So
feel
there's
like
demo,
Yeah.
EP, then
so
then
a
LP.
demo is
See,
like 1
I
to
don't
3
even-
songs. An EP is like 3 to 7, and then
seven.
9 and above would be like an LP. That's how I look at it.
So if you write 8, it doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
8 it doesn't exist. I was gonna say that.
Well,
If you have an album with 8 songs, get the fuck out of here.
If you write an 8 album song and the entire playtime is like an hour, that's longer than our fucking 10.
Right.
10
Yeah,
song
no
album.
shit.
songs. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
That's still an album. And now, okay, let's say an album's like at least 40 minutes long. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a full length album would be like at least 40 minutes. I think.
So what do you think about the strategy of releasing just singles like every month? versus doing just albums?
I have mixed feelings on it.
As far as like the digital age is concerned, it's probably the smarter business plan.
That's what I think.
It seems to,
but I'm a fan of albums.
Yeah,
I like albums, but it's almost like
you can tell a story with a whole album.
Yeah,
a song is like a snippet.
Yeah, and then a month later they're gonna forget about the story from the first, and then it's like
exactly
something we kind of experimented with because we ended up messing with it because of the no shows thing. Was when we released Monument of Misery. It's a full album, and I think it's 10 songs. Yeah, 10 songs, and we ended up releasing. We released the album after we released 3 singles. We put out The Return, which had Matt Magaki from Cryptopsy on it. We put out The House of Suffering is like a cartoon video of people getting like slaughtered in a slaughterhouse.
Yep.
And then we put out the day the album came out, we put out a lyric video for The Pit.
Yeah.
And then like throughout, we'd release each song would have like its own video, and each song would have like its own release kind of thing, and we'd do like special merch with each song as it came out and stuff like that. And it almost got the whole album attention like it would have if we released singles, but you can still get the whole album like by a CD, and it's 10 songs,
right.
So it kind of worked out, it seemed, for the old school fans that like the full albums, and the newer people that just want to throw something on a Spotify playlist.
So I think it would work out better if you if you had like a 10-song album and you picked 4 songs that were going to be like, say you had 4 singles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And then you do like a merch line for each one where it's like that song oriented for the shirt.
Maybe
and then you stretch that out.
Lyrics on the back or something.
Yeah, a couple like a one-liner that's really good.
Yeah.
Yep. This is something I was thinking about with my band. And then you do that, and then you have like 4 months of promotion for it, and then you drop just the rest of the album with, again, a merch line for the album.
I mean, with like 10
it's
songs.
kind of best of both worlds a little bit.
Right. It affords you a lot of content.
Right.
A lot of merch ideas, a lot of
I feel like we're too impatient.
Huh?
I feel like we're too impatient to have like single several months. Single.
No, I mean
months,
like 1 month.
Oh, like over.
Like you have 4 singles, so you have 4 months of one single,
At a
one
time.
single, one
Yeah.
single, one single, then bam, the whole album with the rest of the 6
I guess
songs.
we kind of did that in the first place.
Yeah, essentially.
Like the first single came out in April.
One of the Dead though, like is like a single that came after the album dropped.
Right.
Well, like that came with like a full like legitimate video.
Yeah, because we dropped we dropped the Return in April, and then the album came out at the end of June.
What was the other video we did? What was the other video we did with the? It was The Pit. Okay.
Pit.
The Pit.
I really like that Strip Them of Faith, like the little sample
lyric
video.
video?
No,
Yeah.
not the lyric video. The one like the sample video.
Oh, from Annihilation Fest.
Yeah, that was on the Facebook header.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
That thing was cool too.
With the One of the Dead video, what was cool with that though was since we had everybody in the same area,
right,
or had planned to be in the same area and was like free that day, I was like, why don't we shoot a music video? Like, and Austin's like, yeah, dude, I'll still come down, you know, whatever. And we kept it pretty small. There wasn't a ton of people involved because COVID was going around and whatever.
Yeah.
And of course, you got
it's tough to do anything.
The handful of people are like, dude, I'm on my way. I'll see you in 10 minutes, and they never show up.
Mm-hmm.
There's those
like, oh, thanks.
Those handful of people, or dude, I'll see you tomorrow. I swear I'll be there, and then
it was maybe
they
like
don't show up.
20, 30 people.
You can kind of almost call it ahead.
No, there wasn't even that many people.
Really?
I think we ended up doing the whole video. Less than 20 people.
Okay.
For sure.
It's all on camera angles and how you get to make it look like a bunch of people.
Sure, absolutely.
You know
but
what
we did, man, is I just put out because we were gonna base the video off of what place we had to shoot was available. Like, what can we do with this place?
Right.
And I put up on Facebook, hey, anybody have like somewhere creepy we could shoot a video? next month, like
Somewhere
creepy or
creepy.
run down or just like whatever, man.
It should be noted that we also
And,
had a coffin at this point.
Oh yeah, the coffin in the
Yeah.
beginning of the video. Yeah,
That was given to us by a fan
really.
at a show.
That was a gift.
It was a gift.
Who just has a coffin?
I-
They build it for
I-
you?
I honestly don't wanna ask
literally-
questions about
Yeah,
that.
he's like, dude, he literally came up to the merch
Thank
booth
you, is what we
in
said.
Lima, Ohio.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, we were playing in a record store.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, we played a record store. Got a coffin.
Record store in Lima, Ohio, which is like cornfields.
Really?
And
Gromies is cool though.
yeah, Gromy.
Gromies is cool.
I guess somebody crashed a truck through the front of it.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Hi.
I don't know.
This place that you played?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no.
But we played, and it's this little record store with this like
This is
rough ass PA. Like our practice space sounds better than this place. You know, what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
right.
It was rough, but it's like inside a fucking really, really packed record store.
And people were always stoked
And
to be there.
To the
It was a
point where
fun
it
show.
was so small in
Yeah.
there with us playing in there that all the merch had to be put outside.
She's at a table outside.
Yeah,
Yep.
the table's outside in the back.
we-
Was it a
parking lot.
nice out or?
Yeah.
We'd use our
There you
festival
go.
tent, so like you
Yeah.
know, at
Right.
least he had some shade and stuff.
So
Yeah.
and
guys gotta figure it
we
out.
put the
Right.
merch racks up against the side of the bus. Like we'd park the bus so all the bands could line up their merch racks against the side of the bus
Yeah.
and put their tents out, and we just have merch row like out in the back parking lot.
Yeah,
You
it's
just
like
need
a
to get
festival
one
at a
of
record
those. You just
store.
need to get one of those rollout ones, like for like.
Oh yeah, on the side of it.
Yeah,
like
just
a-
and then there you go.
Retractable awning.
yeah.
There you go.
How long
Get one
was
of
that?
those, man.
Sunsetter.
How long would that
That's
work
what it
before
is.
it was either stuck out or it got taken off on the side of something?
You on the side of something. They don't stick
Yeah.
up that far when they're all rolled
Oh,
up.
it doesn't need to, man. Doesn't need to.
We are the Convalescence. We'll find a way.
We'll
Yeah,
find a way
to take
before it's
pieces
just
off this
stained
bus.
with blood. It would
Ron-
be the first thing. That would be the first thing.
if Ron can hit weed through marinara sauce, anything is possible.
Right?
That really did happen. It's
How-
on video.
how is
That
that?
really did happen.
That'll be in the DVD for sure. We have it on camera.
How the hell does that happen?
Yeah,
I don't know, but Ron got high on marinara
yeah,
Oh, man.
legitimately.
and bean dip once. That was also weird.
Yeah, that was weird. That's not on camera though. That was just stupid.
That should have been in a camera.
But
I remember a dude
this-
snorting a pixie stick in middle school, and he was like,
dude, my old drummer snorted a line of Keef once.
"Keith, why?"
He said his face hurt, but it was the highest he'd been
That's-
since he was like 14 years old.
Really?
Yes. He said it was kind of crazy, but it really hurt.
So
Snorting Keith.
dude,
yeah, I don't recommend. I didn't do it. I don't know why you would, but
so dude walks up to the merch table and he goes, "Hey, do you guys have any use for a casket?"
Oh yeah,
And I'm
that's
like,
what we were talking about.
and I'm like, I mean,
maybe,
we don't have one. Why? Like, why?
perhaps.
And he's like, I have one in my basement. Do you guys want to like use it for something?
my basement. I lay in it sometimes, but you guys can.
And I'm just like, huh? I mean, what do you want for it? And he's like, I don't know. What will you give me?
That's cool, dude. You took it.
And I was like, no, we gave him a few things.
Did you have like a
Some
t-shirt?
merch and stuff.
He wanted one of our extra tour passes for the tour we were
Oh,
on.
like as a
like a
memorabilia.
like a laminate.
Yeah.
He wanted a T-shirt and he wanted $20, and he gave us this casket.
Sold.
And we're like,
Sold. All right, cool.
yeah, dude, absolutely. And
You're gonna wear
sure
our
enough,
shit.
after the and it came with this this like staff thing. I used it on stage now. It's like this
Really?
weird like voodoo staff looking
Wooden
thing.
carved thing. It's got a skull on
This
top.
just reminds me of
Yeah.
like some sort of like plot for a movie.
Right.
It's just like, hey,
Dude, we
man,
were
you
joking
want-
around about
He like
that for a
dug it
while.
out of his wall in his basement,
Dude.
and like shit's been going haywire. He's like, I need to get rid of this thing.
Luckily,
Yeah.
no one's been haunted yet.
No,
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah, I'm like, oh, this thing's cool. Like, and he was apparently insistent that it had to go with the casket, like the staff thing. So like, yeah, it's a straight horror movie, but
yeah,
we're like,
no kidding.
we're like, whatever, we're scary too.
All the red flags.
so
yeah,
but we, so
we're scary too. Bro.
so what we started doing was we were putting all the like keyboard stand pieces and like the animal bones and stuff that we use for the live shows inside the casket. Okay, with the staff and like,
Storage.
so there's literally like
storage.
there's literally
a nice
pe-
box.
there's like pieces of several different kinds of like dead animals in this casket in our trailer because we had the van
with
and
the
trailer.
voodoo staff.
Yeah.
Could you imagine getting pulled over? Like,
Oh
what, do,
my
what,
God.
do you,
No,
what
no,
do you got in
do
the
you remember?
casket?
We got to
bones.
we had to cross into Canada later on that tour. Okay, so we get to the border crossing.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
But me with finger guns is a problem.
Hey, some stuff's avoidable and some stuff's not.
That's fair.
So we get there and they detained us for 4.5 hours and repeatedly asked us why we had a casket full of bones in our
that was North Dakota?
North Dakota and
They
Manitoba.
They were just bored.
Yeah.
That seems like something North Dakota would do.
We honestly, we may have farted our way out of that.
Farted?
No, if you remember correctly, I went back to the office to talk to them and I flipped out because we were going to be late for something.
And as you were flipping out,
And then
you
they
farted?
and then they let no, that was Ron and Zach's answer to we're still being detained is if we fart enough they'll let us go. So
No, seriously, there was like 10 straight minutes of nothing but farts in their lobby.
Zach literally tried to drink all the water in the Culligan machine out of those little triangle cups. He's like, if they don't have water, they'll have to let us go. Like they wouldn't have running water in this fucking building. Like the boredom of nobody leave this room with these 4 chairs in it.
Dude.
For 4.5 hours gets real.
It was it was
So real.
It was so
They wouldn't even let us go to
boring.
the bathroom.
No?
No, we were just stuck there.
Oh my god.
We couldn't go back to our van or our trailer. We couldn't go to the bathroom. We had to sit in this little waiting room lobby for 4.5 fucking hours. And finally,
Jesus.
I just started kind of talking shit in there because I'm like over it. I'm like, if you're gonna arrest me or tell me I gotta go back to America or whatever,
like
fuck you, tell me that.
Let me the
Like,
fuck out of here.
yeah, I don't care which direction you send me. Get me the fuck out of here. Like,
Seriously.
so
I'm bored as shit.
so every
here.
time I'd
I'm
see,
so bored.
dude, every time I'd see
I
like
gotta piss.
anybody come into like our area of the building, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are we doing here? What the fuck? Like,
Can we get out of here?
yeah, can we leave? And finally, one of the head border officers or whatever, she's like, can you come talk to me, like in this office? Because she's like, why are you guys in such a rush to get out of here? We were like, well, first off, this sucks. Second, like,
Yeah, this sucks.
yeah, this
fucking
sucks.
sucks.
Would you not want to
Your chairs
not
are
be
shit.
here? And like, yeah, it was like
they're not even comfy.
Right.
they're like the plastic waiting room chairs.
I have
God.
too much energy
And,
to be
there was
sitting here
and
now.
there was even more of us than there was chairs.
Oh no.
So we had to like take turns sitting down.
yeah, can I sit down for a little bit, bro? Dude.
yeah,
so
no,
like-
ADHD, so I'm like pacing. You know, like a weirdo.
Right. And she's like, why are you in such a hurry? We're like, we have to get to Canada before the banks close so we can switch our fucking money over. Or else we're not going to be able to get gas to get to where we need to go stay.
Right.
She's like, you don't have any money to like
Not
take care of yourself?
Canadian.
And we're like, we have
Like-
plenty of money, just not in Monopoly money.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit.
I mean, straight up, because it does. It's like weird plastic, like,
Is it?
yeah. Like, we've accidentally, like,
I will say this though.
ripped money in Canada before. It's
It
like
would be
thin,
inc-
like plastic.
It would be incredibly hard to lose a Canadian bill.
Yeah.
Yeah?
They're very brightly colored and, like, holographic and, like, weird.
Yeah,
But
they're shiny and flashy.
What the fuck?
But
If you drop one on the ground, you're gonna.
but if
see
it's
it.
in your pocket,
There it is.
If it's in your pocket, it feels like a receipt. Like
Oh, okay,
here,
that kind
it's
of like
that
waxy
kind of- yeah, yeah.
paper.
So-
Almost. Yeah.
So she's like, so you guys don't have money to get a hotel or feed yourselves in Canada if you don't get to the banks? And I'm like, that is what I'm telling you. She's like, well, then we would be putting you in danger by letting you into our country if you can't switch your money. I'm like,
danger.
I'm like, we're not gonna fucking die. We have, we sleep in that van, and like, we're fine. Trust us. Like, I don't care what happens. We're literally not gonna die tonight.
Yeah.
Like, just let us through. And she's like, can I come talk to you in the back room?
Now we gotta go to the back room.
And I was like, yeah, fine. And I just walk into this office back there, and she's like, all right, so you seem agitated. I was like, I'm pissed the fuck off. This is bullshit. And I just started like kind of going off about it, and they were like trying to figure out what they should tax us on our merchandise to like come across. And we had a little conversation, and I got kind of loud, and I thought I was gonna get arrested, to be real.
Right. Yeah.
I need to.
But I
get
was
in.
over it. I'm
I
like,
am
you're
a
over it.
business.
As long as it's
I
not
have-
this room, I don't give a fuck. Like, take
Yeah.
me somewhere,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah. Get me the fuck out.
Anywhere but
And
here.
yeah, and she goes,
Anywhere.
and she's
Please.
finally like, all right, you know what? She's like, we're not gonna even worry about the merch. Don't worry about anything. Just, you guys are good to go.
Oh.
And then after 4 hours, they just let us go.
Just go,
Like
go.
they
were-
they
they were
could have
bored.
fucking done this the whole time.
They were bored.
Yeah,
They were-
I
we
doubt.
got bored.
I doubt we were
Like,
entertaining in a good
okay,
way.
like look. It was like literally the middle of nowhere, South or North Dakota, and like the only other people going through that were commercial vehicles. We were the only non-commercial.
So they never really said anything about like
They
just-
asked us about like the casket, and the bones
they
and
just
stuff, but they just
asked
kind
you,
of
and then they just sat on it.
stage
Yeah,
props.
basically.
yeah. We were like they're stage props,
props.
and they're like, "What are you doing?"
We're a band.
We're like, we're a death metal, but we showed them pictures like on our phone. We're like, see these
Death
bloody,
metal.
Yeah, and like they finally let us through, which is whatever, man. But that's the
What's that?
But that's the casket.
They say big
Big.
in North Dakota.
Big.
It was the only thing that like denoted any kind of accent was big.
Big. So
But-
they
Oh, do
probably
you want a
say
big?
like,
They went through all our stuff. Yeah,
God bless them. God bless. God bless.
bagel?
but they went through all our stuff,
Don't you
and
know?
we ended up getting
boy.
through. But that is the casket that's in the one of the dead, the one of the dead video. We ended up spray painting it black, and like
What color was it previous? Like what
Like a
It
color?
was like
weird
a bronze, bronzy,
Yeah.
Bronzy.
it was like a brown with like
copper almost. Yeah,
Was it all
weird-
beat up or
Yeah,
was it a nice?
it-
a
it's-
little bit. It's got a
it's
little,
a little
bit,
beat
little,
up.
little denty.
There's no like actual interior thing. All we did was like
Yeah, it's just it's
a little
basically. It's
denty.
basically
all we
it's
did
a
was
little
duct
denty.
tape like this like velvet bullshit fabric that
Yeah.
you found it like
it's like a
just laying
shitty,
around somebody's house.
It's like a
think.
shitty steel almost. Like I don't know exactly what
Steel?
kind of metal it is.
Oh, it's steel.
It's
metal.
it's hardier than aluminum.
So it's not wood.
It's not
No.
comfortable to
No.
like.
So
And,
like-
and there's
sit in.
there's like no.
well, it's
cushioning-
not meant for
cushioning-
it
right.
to be comfortable.
Yeah,
It's
you're
ba-
dead.
I suppose.
It's
You're
the,
dead.
I
It's
suppose.
it's the bed frame of caskets is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
no padding.
No,
No,
padding?
no,
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 No.
no. It's just the frame.
just laying on metal.
You're,
And but that's the one
There
we
you
used.
go.
But for the video shoot, I just put out on Facebook. I'm like, hey, we need a spot anywhere to film a video. And our dude Cameron hits us up, and he's the drummer for like a punk band in Toledo called No Luck.
okay.
But he goes, I got this place out in Oak Harbor. It's my friend's mom's like barn, and we can do it. And I'm
Got
like,
my friend's mom's barn.
he does his Cameron voice pretty good.
Yeah.
That was pretty close.
Chainsaw the breakdown. Kid.
Yeah, he calls himself Chainsaw the Breakdown King. It's probably the coolest thing I've ever heard.
He's a cool kid. Cameron's
he
a
is.
good kid.
And so he found us the spot, and I drove out there to the address he gave me, and he met us out there and stuff, and we had to like literally take four-wheelers to get out to like the wood part because it was on the other side of this like bean field or something. And
Just past the bean field.
yeah, we rode four-wheelers out there to like see where we were gonna put the casket and film like the wooded scenes or whatever.
Right.
And we came back, man. There's like this half burnt down looking like shed kind of thing with all this creepy shit in it, like a bed frame and everything.
Yeah, it's all just.
And then there was
there.
like a pole barn, like a barn that like was pretty like creepy looking, and we could light it in different ways or whatever. But it was all like, dude, waist deep, like hay.
Yeah. Now, is this still on
And,
their property?
It's all their property, and then they had like this silo with like the one side like caved in or whatever, and you could
Right.
climb inside the silo.
Yeah.
And
That was cool.
so I'm like looking around, like there's so many possibilities, man. And I was like, I wish we could use this barn and it wasn't just all this like hay. I was like, hay's not very metal.
So you clear it all out.
No, dude, Cameron and his buddies, like by hand that week, just cleared out this whole fucking barn of all the hay so we could shoot in there.
Damn.
And I was like, we showed up. I was like, damn, you guys did some work. And they're like, yeah, dude. And our like, you know, the like tractor thing we were using broke down like 10 minutes in. We did this all by hand. And like,
Oh.
I was
Oh,
like,
I didn't know
damn.
that.
Yeah, they did it
Dang.
all by hand, dude. That's some work.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But I got, you know, we didn't plan that video out whatsoever, other than it was going to be something zombie related, and we were going to use, you know, this section, you know, whatever.
Who was the prosthetic guy?
Zach Elston.
There
We
you
had a buddy of mine from like Springfield, Illinois, and he used to take like pictures of us at live shows when we would come to Central Illinois, and he was always like, "Yeah, dude, I do makeup, like special effects, like." If you guys ever need something like that, hit me up. And I was always kind of like, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And because, dude, we never had the budget for anything like that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna take, you know.
And I hit him,
Good, dude.
I hit him up, and I was like, hey, dude, I know this is a long shot, but we're filming a zombie video in like 2 weeks. And I was like, what would it take for you to come up to Toledo and do like special effects?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't know, just cover my gas and like tolls, and I'll just come do it. He's like, we'll work with whatever we got, you know. And he brought some stuff up, and we had some stuff like on hand, like between the blood that we use for our stuff and like different props from past Halloweens. And,
So like Mandy's mask, did he like?
he made that.
He made that.
Yeah, for I think it was supposed to be used in some other movie or something like that.
Really?
But he made that, and like the hammer in the video, like it's got like barbed wire and like human teeth on it and stuff.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
He made that too. It's a prop hammer. It weighs like nothing.
Oh, really?
It was weird. It looked super real.
Yeah, that's so weird how they can get that shit to look real,
yeah,
but
so-
it's just not.
Didn't Icer actually take like a barb to the head?
That was funny. Yeah, my friend Brad.
So it's got real barbed wire on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the barbed wire.
My friend Brad, he's the one that hits Icer with the hammer in the video. Well, he had been like drinking Fireball all day.
Oh shit!
So when it was finally his turn to like shoot, he comes running up and just blasts Icer in the head with it, dude. And the barb went right into the back of his fucking head.
Oh,
That was the only like actual injury I feel like at the shoot.
Yeah, so when you see Icer get struck, he's
But
kind
he's
of like
getting
really,
struck.
he's a little
He's
bit,
getting
yeah.
struck.
Yeah,
The prop hammer might weigh nothing, but yeah, he
got hit
drew
hard
blood
with it though.
He drew blood
Right.
on that one. Right?
So we had like the casket shoot out there, with the couple people that had to like kind of leave early. The people that are in that original like section of the video are actually the two kids of the lady that owned the farm.
Oh really?
So it's her two sons and my mom are the three original ones that find the casket in the woods.
Oh, that's cool.
And then because they wanted to be in the video, but they had like stuff to do later and whatever, so we used them in the opening scene.
Yeah.
And then like throughout it, like, you know, like Cameron's the one that gets the blood spit in his mouth, and Amanda's the one spitting the blood that's been coming to our shows forever, you know, and just, you know, Mandy had her scene with my girlfriend, and, you know, Brad and his wife Marky were the two killing Icer and his girlfriend. So it was just like everybody that knew each other like pretty well
Right.
came out, and we, you know, made sure like if you're not feeling well, don't come out.
You're right.
Like if you have a fever, don't come out here.
Yeah.
And you know, because shooting a video like that, you can't have masks on the whole time. Like that kind of, there's dead people running after shit, killing
Right.
everything. Like they don't care about masks.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah.
like hold on, let me pull this down so I can
Yeah,
bite you.
well, it's you can't have that in the video. It's
Yeah,
just,
you can't have. Yeah.
you know.
So we made sure everybody was like in good health and nobody was sick, and you know, it wasn't like
As much as you can.
as much
sure.
as much as we possibly could, for sure. And it was all filmed outside. Even the
Right.
barn was like wide open when we were filming.
Yeah, outside, daytime. It's not night.
And
it's like
what we did, man, is I just told everybody, hey, it's gonna be an all day shoot, and it's probably gonna suck, and it's probably gonna actually be work. But when we're done, this video is gonna be really fucking cool.
right.
And so just trust us on this. Like,
Yep.
and I bought like a bunch of beer and a bunch of like, you know, pop and a bunch of water and all that stuff. And I think I ordered like 10 or 15 pizzas from Pizza Hut or something, and put them
Right.
out on like our merch table as like catering for everybody. Like,
Yeah.
eat, drink, whatever you want to do, you know, it's all cool. Let's all hang out and have a good time. But, you know, when it's time to do your scene, like let's do your scene, Zach was in the back of the barn painting people up and getting the effects ready for people while we were filming like other scenes and stuff. So
Right.
it was like, hey, we got this idea for a kill. You, come here.
Yeah.
Like, and we would just kind of like direct it. And,
Still kind of coming up with shit.
yeah,
you
just
know,
totally
like,
on the fly.
All on the fly.
And the performance shots
Loose outline.
and stuff, like
yeah, you got
that was at the end of the night. Like everybody was dead ass tired, sitting in like
That was a long day.
lawn chairs on the others, like behind where the camera's filming was everybody that was in the video today, still like that day, still painted up as zombies watching us on like lawn chairs perform. And we're going all
that's
out
great.
performing, dude. But the only thing you're hearing is fucking drums and the track playing on a stereo.
right.
So it's like we're doing all out live performance, and there's people just sitting there in like lawn chairs, like what's up, like watching us do this for the like 17th time, you know, like
17th take.
Yeah, and it was just so much. And then it's like, okay, let's get back on the 4-wheelers and go all the way back out to the woods because we have another casket thing. We need all the zombies back in the woods to fucking wander through this poison ivy and look like zombies in the back of the woods.
Bro, why didn't we do that earlier when we were out?
Well, Austin wanted it to be nighttime.
Oh, okay.
And it was just, the shots came out fucking cool.
Yeah.
But like, and he was right. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And nobody got injured. But
thankfully. Besides the barbed wire.
It was a long day though. It was yeah. Even like everything was going wrong that day, dude. Like even Icer had gone with his dad to pick up the casket from Zach's house the night before so that it would be closer for him to get to Oak Harbor.
Transport the casket at night. Guys.
Yeah. Just straight from he just wanted to go straight from his house to the chute with the casket with his buddy. His buddy's fucking truck breaks down like right away with the casket in the back, leaving Icer's house. It's the thing we need for the first fucking shoots of the day. So the casket showed up, 3.5 hours late?
Oh.
But Icer was a trooper and went and rented a U-Haul. Dude walks into U-Haul and he goes, I need a pretty big van. And they're like, well, what are you hauling? He goes, I need something big enough for a casket. And the dude's like, all right, cool. And just like, God. You know, got him this van, and Icer and his girlfriend drove the casket out to the chute in this U-Haul van.
Jesus.
I also had an interesting experience that day.
Yeah, you did.
What's that?
Oh my God.
What's that?
So we're like, they're out in the woods at night shooting whatever the fuck they were shooting. And I was in the barn touching up my paint to get ready for the live performance shots.
Right.
And like I'm like crouched down in this barn, like you know, kneeling in front of this mirror, doing my shit. And dude whips in on a 4-wheeler rather aggressively, which like kind of weirded me out at first.
Yeah,
I'm
you're like, what the?
I'm like, do you not see me?
Lots of alcohol involved with this.
Okay.
First of all, I'm like, do you not see me? So I'm like, kind of like, okay, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. You know. And then he like walks out like muttering under his breath, like some fucking Elmer Fudd shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, whatever, dude.
You just keep doing your thing.
Yeah, and then I hear like 6 shots fired into the ground.
Holy shit.
Right, and I'm like,
we heard it out in the woods, and we're like,
what
oh,
the fuck?
And it was literally like he was not even 10 feet from me, and I was like.
And what made it worse for us out there was Cameron was out there with us, and he's like, oh shit, he's pissed. That ain't good. And we're like, what do you fucking mean? Did you just shoot one of our band members? Like, what the fuck?
And I'm like, I'm like,
well, out in the woods though. I'd be
and
like,
dude, we're on the other side of this whole ass field out in the woods with just this red,
across the bean field
with just this red light blinking in the woods, and everybody's dressed as fucking zombies, and we're hearing shots, and then my phone rings, and it's our drummer. And he goes, bro, shit's not cool up here, man. Like, Toby almost died. And I'm like,
not cool
I'm like,
here.
dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
I seriously think, like, because, like, you know, like I said, I was crouched down. Like, I'm, like, really squatted down, and I'm, like, doing my makeup.
Yeah.
And I think he's, like, seriously didn't see me. Like, he was just too drunk to see me. Like, squatted down there. So, like, I think he didn't see me. And it was, like, 10 feet away from me. He empties his fucking clip into the goddamn ground. And then, like, I'm like, oh shit, I guess he didn't see me, and he walks away, and I'm like, so I go over to the van where like,
so you like
Zach,
never even made contact with this guy that comes in there and shoots the ground, empties his clip, walks away.
So like, and like finally when he like walked away, I'm like, you know, is he gone? And I went over to the van where fucking Zach, Charlie, and Ron were all sitting in there, and and he's like, do you want in now? And I'm like, yes. So like I hop in there and I'm like, can we go somewhere?
Anywhere but here.
Can we go? And like, they're just like, what, he's just not used to this shit or something, dude? And it's like, this happens all the country. I'm like,
what just happened?
Right. Can like we not be here right now? And then like I see the dude peel out, like, because we're still sitting in the van. The dude peels out in what was like a big ass SUV.
Yeah.
Peels out and like leaves. And then like, we're like, okay, at least he's gone. Whatever.
Yeah, at least he's gone. At least he's out of here.
So we're sitting there, and I'm still like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And, like, just not having a good time with this overall. And
Yeah.
So we're sitting there talking about this, and like 10 minutes later, he comes back, and we're like, dude,
Great.
that's not him, right? So he gets out, and then he peels around the outside of the barn, the other side of the barn, and we hear the vehicle stop, and then we hear the door, and he gets out, and then,
Michael,
and then we get out,
Yeah.
and he just busts so many more shots of something.
Shotgun. He went and got a
Jeez.
shotgun.
Is that what it was?
And he reloaded several
So
times.
he's just out here shooting?
Yeah.
yeah, just
Blindly.
shooting,
Drunk as
shooting,
fuck.
shooting,
What the
drunk as
fuck?
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did send us a formal apology afterwards, like a week later.
Sent you like a
Like in a message. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
like I'm sorry for
He's
shooting.
like, dude, I'm really sorry. Like, I had a good time working with you guys on the video and stuff. And I'm like,
what the fuck?
like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Oh, so
cool,
he
dude.
apologized for that.
He apologized for his actions, yes.
Okay.
So we're all good. We're all cool.
Yeah,
but that was
that's
crazy
still
as fuck.
freaky, though, like sitting there doing
And that was like, that happened after like shooting for 14 and a half hours. And it was like 90 degrees that day.
I was on like
Oh.
2 hours of sleep for that day too.
Yeah.
Because that was when we officially started pre-production. Was like that weekend because Ron was there,
Katie
Zach
was
were
there.
there, right?
Yeah.
everybody's there.
Yep. So
Yeah.
we put together like the first 3 songs or whatever. So I was like up super late, like getting this shit like worked out for these first few songs. Like I said, like I got like 2 hours of sleep, so I'm like severely sleep deprived.
Yeah.
I'd been drinking that day too. And,
Well,
like,
yeah.
So I'm like,
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
the fuck,
Yeah, that shit was wild.
insane.
Anybody's gonna feel that way. Somebody just comes in shooting,
It
guns
was
ablazing.
so loud. Like he could have just said, "Cover your ears," and
Like-
I would not have been alarmed
Right.
at all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
Or
cover
just
your
been
ears,
like-
okay,
Or just been like, hey, and like
okay,
Hey.
anything, like acknowledge
I'm
that he
gonna
was
shoot.
there.
yeah, just something to let me know that you're not gonna shoot me, please.
Yeah, because he's just painting up and has no idea what's going on.
Yeah. I would have, just froze.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, he almost hit me with
Don't
like
shoot
he
me.
wasn't that far from hitting me with a 4-wheeler.
Really?
I mean, like
when he
like I,
first
like I
peeled
said, he
in,
came
yeah.
he came in aggressively. So it was like, I mean, he was probably like a good like 5 feet, but 5 feet at a 4-wheeler going like 30 miles an hour is a little close for my comfort.
Yeah, that shit was.
I'm like, oh, he must have just not saw me. And then like he shoots a gun at the ground, and I'm like, oh, he really didn't see me.
He really didn't see me.
Yeah, that
Right.
shit was all
Jesus
super wild.
Thank God he didn't see me.
Do you guys fucking believe in like fucking ghosts and shit like that, paranormal stuff?
Yeah.
Do you?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I don't know. You know,
You don't. You have any stories?
I just don't really.
Any experiences?
No, not
Something
really.
like
I mean, we've stayed in like supposedly like haunted hotels and stuff on the road before.
Yeah.
And we've seen some shit like, you remember the Alice in Camrose?
That place was cool.
That place was creepy as hell, dude.
I like that place.
Dude, it was like this old, like all the room keys were like the old skeleton keys.
It was cool.
Really? So you had
Okay.
like a key?
You had like a key, and it was like the old like skeleton keys from like way back. This is super old hotel in
Just based on-
Camrose, Alberta.
Just based on the building, like you would expect a phonograph and old jazz.
There was old jazz when you walked in.
Was there?
There was in
I
the
don't
nice
remember
little
that.
lobby with the person behind the fancy desk. Yeah. And we walk in, we're like, hey, we're supposed to have rooms here. We're playing death metal like in your lobby tomorrow.
In your lobby.
It was a fun show though.
Yeah,
but
and she was like, oh yeah, we've been expecting you guys and whatever, and like checked us right in, and it was fucking weird, man. And
So
like,
did you guys see or
well, like
we were there for like 3
days.
days, weren't we?
we were there for
Two
two
nights.
days, 2 nights, yeah. And we, like, when you would walk down the hallway upstairs to like their room, like when you walked past a certain door, and this could have been, the floor or whatever in an old building like that, I guess, but you'd hear like the latch click, and then the door would open a little bit, like somebody was looking at you, but there was nobody there.
Really?
And then it would be shut again when you left your room and like went to walk past there again or whatever.
That's creepy.
But there was like nobody in that room. I think Ron even actually went in there. He like opened the door and like wandered around in there.
Of course
he
he
was
would.
like, yeah, because he was like, "Where you at, ghost?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So
yeah.
Oh, actually, we do have a good one. It was right before you joined the band, though.
oh god.
Um,
I know the story.
We were touring with It was on that horrendous This Is Hell tour, and we were touring with Wings Denied, Shaping the Legacy, Death Rattle, and Dead Eyes Always Dreaming. And we knew the Dead Eyes guys pretty like well. We had played a lot of shows in Michigan with them and stuff at the time.
Well, they were a pretty popular band around
Yeah,
here.
for a minute there.
Yep.
And they had a hotel in Nebraska. We were driving from Des Moines, Iowa to Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Okay.
And we had an off day in between, and they had gotten a hotel in, I think, Lincoln, Nebraska. And they're like, yeah, dude, like, stop by our hotel, have some beers, you know, whatever. So we stopped by, and they didn't want to get caught having that many people in the room. So we're all, like, sitting on our bus in the hotel parking lot, like, just drinking. And, you know, some of the guys were like, yeah, dude, there's this creepy house, like, on the other side of that field. Like, there's no driveway that goes to it or, like, anything.
Right.
And we're like, it, like, just looked like an abandoned house. Like, somebody placed a haunted house. Like, it was, like, behind the, like, Holiday Inn or whatever. And then there's, like, this big, like, overgrown field. And then this creepy little, like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre looking house, like, out in the field. And there's, like, no road or anything that, like, went to it. We're like drunk, so we're like, oh, fuck it, let's go check it out.
Fuck it.
Let's walk over there, you know?
Yeah.
So both bands march our stupid asses through this field over to this creepy ass house, and Ron just opens the fucking door and walks into the living room, dude, where we're immediately met by this fucking giant hole in the floor that just drops to the basement.
Whoa.
And we're like, oh,
Yeah, this is
and we're like,
all
okay,
the rest of these floors.
Everybody walk around that.
Yeah.
So we're like exploring this haunted ass fucking house, dude. And we keep hearing shit like up in the attic. Like somebody like scuffling around. We almost got I think it was the merch guy from Dead Eyes to like pop his head up there and look. But
we didn't.
No, we didn't get that far. But
probably could have been just a fucking animal or something too.
Yeah, it could have been, you know, but either crackhead or animal or whatever.
Crackhead.
It probably would, you know, it probably would have bit his face either way. So it's probably better he didn't do that.
Yeah.
But we did end up going like down these like stairs to the basement, and there's like all these fucking like little fucking like kid-sized beds, like just the bed frames, and like all these newspaper clippings and shit all over the walls and shit, and like it was fucking creepy down there. Like it looked like a real weird like haunted fucking basement thing, and we're like, all right, guys, we're gonna fucking leave this place because it's weird as shit.
Yeah,
it's cool that we just
like
discovered this, but like let's bail.
Get out of here.
And we were leaving. We told everybody like, don't take nothing from this house. Like it's fucking cursed as shit for sure. And fucking our guitar player Brandon, which is the one that quit late, like literally like a week later on that tour, man. Took a newspaper clipping and for some reason hid it in his mattress on the bus.
What?
Like there was like a hole. We found it after he quit and had left and stuff when we were like cleaning out the bus because it had broken down in front of Katie's house.
Right.
We were like flipping the mattresses and just making sure we got everything. You know what I mean? And there's like a slice in his mattress and it had a piece of newspaper from that fucking house in there.
What?
And it was this old like. It was this newspaper clipping of like this fucking like model, like not like it wasn't like a weird like porn thing or anything like that.
Yeah,
it was like some like 1930s like model, and she died in like the 80s or whatever. But we like Googled her and like looked her up on like all the shit, and apparently like her husband was like some architect or something in Nebraska, and that was like their house that they lived in.
What?
And like they had moved back and forth, and he kept like getting new jobs, like new full ass like careers, and he like got fired from the Nebraska like whatever the city architecture people. I don't know what you even call that.
Yeah.
But he got fired because he had written up like a bunch of like land, like basically put into the city, like, I don't know, I guess the map of the city, like where all the buildings are and how they are and whatever, a bunch of buildings that didn't exist in there, like into their official like shit.
Yeah.
And it was like they were also and he had started doing the architecture thing after he had been like like a surgeon, and he had been fired from being a surgeon and investigated for like doing like unlicensed surgeries on people and stuff.
What?
So like, and then we remembered seeing. No, this is crazy, and we remembered seeing this whole fucking all these newspaper clippings for like missing kids and shit.
Oh my god.
In the basement.
What?
And he had been investigated for that around the same time as the surgeries, and they had moved from Nebraska to Denver, Colorado, and then like he died in Colorado, and she moved back into that house and died like 10 or 15 years later.
What the fuck?
And like nobody was ever like convicted of anything. Nothing was ever proved that we could find or anything like that. But it was like
that's crazy.
Super fucking weird, man. And we even like after we had left that area, we called the hotel and we're like, so what's with that weird ass house?
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't know what you're talking about.
What?
Yeah, dude. It was fucking weird. We got pictures like of the bands like all together like in the basement. Like,
Yo.
not like literally, and there's all these like weird little orbs and shit in it, dude. It's
Really?
fucking weird, man. Yeah,
Dude.
Our bus broke down leaving Nebraska.
So you got rid of the newspaper clipping, right? You just
In El Paso after the bus exploded. Like,
right,
forever.
you got rid of it.
But
yeah,
we actually
Didn't Katie keep it?
But not.
Oh
on the
yeah,
bus.
yeah, she did keep it,
Not on
Katie
the
kept
bus.
it.
and she kept it on the
No,
bus.
she kept it
What?
on the bus.
On the bus, and we
This
got
is a
rid.
good luck charm.
This is after I got in the band. She still had it.
Yeah, the next year, and I found out about this, and I had.
Hey, wait. Didn't Brandon say something about not remembering taking the?
Yeah, he
newspaper
said he
clipping?
didn't remember
What?
taking the newspaper
Yeah.
clipping.
Almost
Yeah.
like he was possessed or something to take
Yeah,
it.
and he was acting super weird. Then me and him got in a huge fight, and he like quit and went home.
Oh, okay.
And
I
then
quit.
And then our bus blew up like 2 days later,
Cursed.
and we just determined that we were like cursed by this newspaper.
Yeah.
So Katie did like,
I just hopped on the bus. I'm like, whatever, dude.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
yeah.
Where's
got
my
the slip
where's my drink
mattress?
tickets?
Katie had it in the.
You mean I gotta sleep on this guy's mattress?
Give me my Chipotle, my drink tickets. I'll play guitar. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're
Chipotle.
cursed.
Yeah.
Chipotle. I don't
Chipotle
care.
feeds us more than anybody.
Fuck the curse.
So many burritos.
Oh yeah, that's what.
So-
That reminds me. I was gonna say, is there one certain chain that's like kind of known, like you can kind of guarantee, like there's a Denny's here. Like,
Chipotle is pretty much
they're gonna
feed us.
they're gonna feed you. Like,
If
if there's a Chipotle there, you're
But
like,
I feel
we're
like,
probably-
I feel
we're
like,
getting
I feel
fed.
like there's a few
Like,
who are very good about it.
I would say 85 to 90% of the time Chipotle will feed us.
Chipotle is gonna feed you. What would be second ranked?
What else do we get
Like,
though?
you gotta have some
Raising,
go-tos.
Raising Cane's hooks us up when we're
Rarely.
there.
Sometimes.
Sometimes they do.
Sometimes we'll get like
But is that a place you can find everywhere?
What are some of like
in the
bar-
South.
what are like
It's
In
like
the
a
South.
fast food like chicken place.
Okay.
Jimmy John's.
what was the
They'll feed you.
what was the
Yeah.
burger place in Illinois that was really
Smash
good?
Burger.
Was it Smash Burger?
It was.
Smash burger.
they were so good.
Smash Burger. What else do we get? We get Moe's.
Moe's.
Moe's is cool.
Mexican place.
Okay.
Moe's is,
Qdoba.
Qdoba.
Basically, if they make burritos, they'll probably feed you.
They'll probably feed you. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they can, slap some,
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty cheap,
rice and
it's like
beans.
you can't go after the fast food places because they don't give a shit, and
Like
they're
McDonald's
They're
and
like,
shit
dude,
like
it's
that.
$1. Shut up.
Yeah.
And
It's $1.
like
bro.
I'm like
and the really nice places like don't even want us there.
Jersey Mike's.
So,
yeah.
so you got to go somewhere
Jersey
in the middle.
Mike's hooks us up.
Jersey
sometimes.
Mike's.
Jersey
yeah.
Mike's, yeah.
Firehouse Subs has before.
Yeah.
Firehouse up.
There's a couple of barbecue places.
Like if
Dude.
you can find somewhere like sometimes we get really lucky and we'll find like some like
Quiznos up.
local there's still Quiznos out there in random places. Yeah.
Just randomly, just got
And-
this rat there.
What's
just
the other-
Quiznos up.
What's the other one that we never seen? Blimpie?
Oh, Blimpie. There's one here in Holland.
Oh, is there? Yeah,
I don't think
There's
I've
Zealand,
I don't think
probably.
I've been in the band since if
Maybe
we've
not.
ever got Blimpie. As,
I don't think we ever got it,
a
but
comment.
I've definitely seen it once or
Well,
twice.
it's right on the way out of town if you want some Blimpie.
No, I think I'm good. But occasionally we'll get lucky if we'll be in like a certain area like
Del Tacos
Del.
because they're super cheap.
Yeah.
like Buffalo and like for like Buffalo wings or like whatever, or like if you go to like Pennsylvania, there's like Primanti Brothers and stuff like that. You can call some of those places if you get a cool manager and you're like, hey dude, we're not from here, we're trying to check it out. We heard it was like the spot,
Yeah.
if we bring you some like CDs and hook you up with some concert tickets and shit, will you feed us?
Yeah.
And every once in a while they're
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah. We'll get we'll hook
Yeah,
you
that
up when you
sounds
get
good.
here.
We'll hook you up.
And sometimes it's like, okay,
And
here,
we make an Instagram post.
pick like one of these 3 things to eat or whatever, or
Tag your location.
sometimes they'll be like
Yeah.
Chain.
yeah, and we'll make posts about them and stuff.
Yeah,
and, like,
absolutely.
take pictures with them and stuff.
Yeah.
But like sometimes they'll go all out. They'll be like, you guys aren't from here, check this out, and they'll lay out like a whole table of shit, dude, and they're just like, this is like VIP, like try everything.
I once saw this man get a burnt ends sandwich from a barbecue place.
Burnt ends.
And he would just take a bite, set it down, and just raise his fist.
It was so good, man.
We're like going down that.
I want to say it was like
we're going down the highway, and he'd just be like, and he's just like pumping his fists and thrusting, and thrusting, and I'm
it was so good, and I don't even remember what the name of the place was called. I think we were in Tennessee though.
I'm like, is that a good sandwich, Keith? And he's just like,
fuck yeah.
Like, doing gutturals, eating a sandwich in the bus. Yeah.
guttural thrusting.
Guttural thrusts.
It's a thing. You got to get your exercise in somehow.
You got to. Yeah, especially while eating a burnt ends.
It works out your hip
sandwich.
flexors. You gotta get the.
Yes. Well, the flexors.
No, for real though,
feels great, yeah.
stretching and stuff is something that should be taken seriously on a
It
tour.
should be.
Oh, 100%.
Especially
you're cooped up in a bus.
Especially, man, this comeback tour for us after COVID is going to be rough.
Headbanging is hard work.
It is.
Yeah, that's what you were saying earlier.
And
You
your
gotta get
back-
that
your back
neck
and your
back
core-
in shape.
Yeah.
You better be in shape. And if you're gonna do hair whips, your neck needs to be there. Otherwise, your
Needs to.
jaw's
Yeah.
gonna go all. Slack jaw sucks, dude.
But we're doing our 10-year anniversary tour as a band this year as kind of our comeback from COVID. No
Right.
shows.
Yeah.
Times.
in a post-COVID world.
Yeah, in a post-COVID world.
COVID world.
The Convalescence is still touring in a school bus.
Bringing the bus
Basically.
back on the road.
Basically. But we're playing a
This summer,
1-hour set, which is the longest set we've ever played.
set.
And,
one man, 1 hour.
One stage.
Oh my god.
Zero talent.
Zero talent.
Yeah.
He's gonna scream his way to the top.
But we are doing a 1-hour set with songs from all of our full-length albums. So
It's cool, man, to bring back some of these classics.
Right.
yeah, some of
the
these
classics.
we've never even played like as this lineup.
Right.
Like some of these songs, it's like
It's my first time.
we almost have
my
to
first time playing them.
we almost have to
God.
re-record them in a pre-production setting so that they can learn them and decide how they're gonna play them.
Right.
So it's like it is the same thing, but it's like a little updated.
Yeah.
So
It just needs a little.
it'd be cool to
more
bust out
sass.
some of the old ones.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm waiting for the first show where now that we're playing like half our fucking discography, somebody's gonna be like, "Hey man, why aren't you playing this?"
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it.
Yeah.
My brain's gonna
Oh, man.
explode.
It'd be the encore or something. You gotta
Right.
have your
Yeah.
encore song, there in case it happens.
We've been
Or you can kind of sometimes you can kind of build your own encore.
we've been
You
using
can
that.
do it. I've seen it. You've seen bands.
Yeah.
They're like you
On-
totally staged that.
On Corning, on Duh.
Yeah, we've been using the Korn cover we did as an encore for
As your encore.
several tours. Yeah, because
Yeah.
like it doesn't actually like fit in with our set very well.
Right.
I mean, it's not our song.
But
No.
it's a good finisher.
No, but it's a
good
slow
finisher.
song.
It is a slow song as well, and like it's kind of nice to play that one like last if we can because it's like
Relaxed a little bit.
it's
a nice
pretty
wind
chilled
down.
out compared
Yeah.
to what we were just doing.
But from the crowd's perspective, it still slaps.
still jams.
Yeah,
It
Still
right.
slaps.
So they're
Yeah.
yeah, we picked that song just because like honestly we thought it'd be funny to do a Korn cover because people kept calling us deathcore Korn
Death
in like
Korn.
comments on like YouTube videos and stuff.
Deathcore corn.
Yeah,
Hashtag
because we all had like
deathcorn.
dreads and shit,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
playing 7 strings and whatever. And,
Right.
I think it was like even one of the comments I read on one of the videos was like, "It looks like Korn got lost in Hot Topic for 10 years." And I was like, "Damn, okay."
Can't help but laugh at that one.
Yeah, no,
though,
I mean,
you're like,
yeah,
shit.
I always read our shitty comments and just laugh.
Yeah.
But I stand by
Are
this.
you guys like that?
I stand by this clever trolling is acceptable.
Yes.
Clever.
Yeah.
Clever.
But
trolling.
don't be a dick.
But do you guys read all your comments?
Is not acceptable.
You guys
You're
read all
boring.
the comments all the time? Or do you try to stay away from it?
I like to read them.
You do?
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's rare that I'll ever see one and be like, man, I'm fucking pissed off. You know, like
Right.
I take criticism pretty well, and like honestly, if whatever you typed and was supposed to be insulting is just fucking stupid, it's not insulting to me. I'm just
Who
like,
are
wow, you're
you?
fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Like,
kind of like that one where they got
Yeah.
lost in Hot
Yeah.
Topic or whatever.
I mean, I thought that was funny, man. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, I wish I could pin that to the top.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who are you?
Whose mother's basement are you fucking typing this from?
Yeah.
So-
Let's take a look at your resume.
Yeah, please. Can you
Let's-
post that here, please?
Right. Let's
For me, it's
Let's
not
talk
even
about
about
Take a
that.
screenshot of your Indeed account.
let's talk numbers.
It's not even about that for me, man. I
Right.
mean, like everybody's gonna have their own opinion. I don't
Yeah, you don't
understand
have
the
to
people
like
that
us.
are just
Yeah.
like
But we do okay. you
like
know?
Right.
I don't understand the people that comment on like our stuff and they're like, I can't even fucking understand what he's saying. And it's like,
Well,
what
it's
did
not-
you
it's not for
want?
It's not for
This
you
is-
then.
this is not your
Read
music.
or read the lyrics.
Yeah.
Like nobody's good at understanding the lyrics of like screams at first.
No, yeah.
But you read some lyrics, and you're like, okay, this actually kind of does make sense.
Okay, now I can hear it.
Exactly, and then
Yeah.
like your adjusts.
Right.
You know, it's an immersion thing. You have to get into it, and you have to get used to it. But, like-
or you got people like me where it's always just been like, you know, I just want to hear like the music.
It's just like
You know, the lyrics are like a caveat to me.
it's
it's
just
almost like a percussion
'cause-
instrument in
you
this
know,
genre.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
it's you know like singing.
what kind do
singing
you
is
like?
the singing is the
Yeah.
melodic side of vocalization, and screaming would be the more percussive side of it.
Yeah, and then there's different levels of that percussive vocal.
Right,
Do you
and
like
I
to
mean
fry,
even
like,
even
or do you
but
like-
even the
Yeah.
percussive tones have notes too. There's melody to that.
Yeah.
Like the singing parts for like One of the Dead. Like I literally recorded him screaming the part, and then I was like, okay, this is basically what you're singing to me, and then like
Yeah.
you know
Exactly.
derived the melody from that.
I'm okay at writing clean parts and I'm okay at like getting my point across what it should sound like.
Yeah.
I'm just not a great singer.
But he's
Like-
he's a
Right.
good enough screamer that he can pitch his screams so that I can derive the melody from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he's basically singing just with Fry. Or, you know,
Everything's better with fries, dude.
everything's better with fries.
See,
Fries.
yeah, there's so different, many different kinds of screaming too, just like genres of metal.
Absolutely. Like I'm gonna tell you this right now. I feel like I've made attempts to do a lot of like very difficult things in my life, and without a shadow of a doubt, being a good like singer is the hardest fucking thing
Oh yeah,
to do.
yeah,
And it's just it's trying to relax, because the less you think about it, the better you are.
right.
But like, the better you get at it, the more you want to like think and make it better. So then you like think about it, then you make it worse because you're thinking about it.
You're right. No, yeah, it's
See,
one of those things.
Sing-
I don't even have much like desire to be able to like sing well live. Like, I love to focus on the screaming and like the aggressive side of it, because for me, like a show is like you're getting fucking
Well,
like,
yeah.
hyped up and you're banging your head and like
You're playing the song faster,
And I-
most likely, than you are on the record.
Nah, we
because
use- we
it's
use
amped up.
clicks.
No, you use clicks.
yeah.
Well, you can do that,
fancy now.
But you can do that with like singing too. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
Yeah.
I
You get a
know
little
it-
ahead of yourself
It
sometimes.
just don't feel the.
He's better
the
than he
same-
think. He's better
the
than he
same
thinks he is.
For
Mm-hmm.
me. There's better singers in our band than me.
Oh yeah, Zach is
Zach kills it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
yeah.
are gonna find that out on the next record.
Yeah,
Oh
he's
damn.
Kills it.
After
It's a
I wrote
newfound
the-
thing, and
af-
we're like, whoa.
You're like, wait a minute.
After
what?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not. It just hasn't been utilized until this point.
right.
I swear to God, when Zach beatboxes, his beatboxing is already mixed and mastered. I've never heard somebody beatbox.
That's cool, dude. I like that stuff.
It's fucked up how clean his beatboxing is.
You're like,
it's
how can we use this?
It's not reasonable, right? And then he just comes out being a way better vocalist than I could ever hope to be. And as soon as I recorded his part, I was like, "Are you taking disciples?
You guys should make like a word up type song.
Teach me
Since
your
we were on the
ways."
topic
Yeah.
of corn, you guys should make something like
Dude,
that.
honestly, I'm a huge Korn fan.
I love
Yeah.
corn. Love corn.
Yeah, I
Since
too.
I was a kid, and we were thinking like, all right, what's the heaviest Korn song? And we're like,
ooh, yeah, like the heaviest.
Like
yeah.
the one that's going to jam the most. And I mean, there was a lot of good choices, but at the same time, we wanted it to be like a big song that like people would know.
Right.
And like, we didn't want to do Blind.
Yeah,
like,
that's
we didn't want to do like, it is a great one.
Yeah.
Everybody
like,
does Blind.
But
like, and like, I know Chelsea Grin had done Right Now.
Yeah.
And that was pretty good. And I was just like, fuck, nobody's done Coming Undone. And it's just that I remember hearing that intro riff as like a teenager, like dun 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 dun, and I was like, this fucking jams.
The song's good. I've always been a fan of the song since
We actually recorded that in the middle of a tour.
we did.
Like in a couple hours.
Yeah, we stopped for like a day. Yeah.
Truck stop.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
it was
He's like, yep,
basically.
basically.
it was somebody's house,
Yeah, no.
like in Nashville.
Yep. Truck stop.
Our producer was kind of renting studios.
Oh, was he?
Because he had done most of our albums up in like the Cleveland area, and then he
moved to Nashville
and hadn't quite got set up in a new place yet. And we called him and we're like, hey dude, you want to record this cover for us? Like, do you have somewhere we can record this?
We're gonna be in the area.
Because we were ending our tour with Alika, coming back from Canada, and we had like 2 days off before we had to be in New Orleans.
What was that? August?
July
Yeah,
2018. So it was like we left New Haven, Indiana,
Okay, so
and we drove to Nashville and just showed up in the morning. We were still covered in paint, like gross as fuck. Like we had to put towels down in the vocal booth because
you should see the pictures. I look like a raccoon.
No.
From me screaming like in the vocal booth, like it was hot in there, so I'm sweating, so the paint's like reactivating and like dripping off me.
That's
So there's like
gross.
towels and like literal like newspaper down in the vocal booth that I'm just like dripping on while we're doing fucking vocals for this.
Holy shit.
And we were like burnt out too, man. We were like day 50 of tour already. Like by the time we got to the studio, so like my voice was not 100%. Like we're just like we're knocking this cover out, because we had to, because we had signed with Legend Recordings and we couldn't get announced on their label.
That was exactly.
And
that,
we couldn't
was the
get any
day-
like funding help or anything from them unless we released something through them.
That was
Okay.
the
But
day
we hadn't written a new album yet.
we signed the record. We signed that contract.
And we were like, does a cover count? And they're like, I mean,
Sure.
yeah, if you remake it and we can get the rights to do it. And we actually got the rights from Korn and everything to do the
Wow, okay.
song.
Mm-hmm.
And we went and recorded that just literally on our way from Indiana to New Orleans to meet up with the Faceless and Lorna Shore and Discarnate.
Oh, that was okay leading into that tour.
Yeah, it was on our way to New Orleans for that tour. And yeah, it was just gross. And, you know, huge applause to Johnny for putting up with us that day.
Holy shit, though.
We were pretty quick though.
We were quick. We did it in like a couple hours.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was kind of like we learned the song on the bus on the way there, kind of like
I had
kinda
like
deal.
I had like messed with it at the house before that tour,
Yeah.
but like
It wasn't
I
a
had,
lot.
Yeah, I had like a loose
yeah.
idea.
There is a new album that is now fully written. I can say it's 11 songs.
What's the name of the album?
Can't tell you that yet.
Can't say that yet.
Can't say it
Can't
yet.
say it yet. When does it come out? Can't say that yet either.
I don't even know.
Oh, you don't even know.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say because
Yeah.
this is gonna come out like
Can
a
we
week or two. So
can we talk about when we're going to track?
when you're going to track.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna go record in June.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we mentioned that earlier about
Yeah.
recording in June. Right.
We're gonna record in June. We got the whole month of June that we're gonna be recording every single day,
Every single day.
and make sure this is the best album possible.
Yeah.
You know, where are you gonna be recording at?
Can't say.
Can't say.
It's a surprise.
Oh, it's a surprise.
It is very good,
Ooh,
though.
Okay.
I can tell you right now that the dude we're working with has produced probably most of the albums we've all listened to metal-wise since like 03.
Ooh. All right.
So I'm
Nice.
very, very excited.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah. No kidding.
So
Yeah.
and we'll be recording in the first time in the United States for a couple of years.
Hey.
Big kid stuff.
Big kid stuff. More show announcements too, maybe.
Yeah, we got plenty of show announcements still to come. Right now, all we've got announcement wise done is we have 3 dates that we're doing in July. Des Moines, Iowa, and then we're headlining the first day of Slam Dakota.
Okay.
And then we're playing Joliet, Illinois on the way back. Stoked for Slam Dakota because we're playing with Putrid Pile.
Okay.
And I've been listening to that dude do his one-man grind thing for fucking shit.
One-man fucking grindcore.
Dude, and it's so heavy and it's so brutal.
Really?
I think I started listening to Putrid Pile when I was probably like 14 or 15. And just
MySpace?
because I found him on MySpace.
There you go.
And I distinctly remember his like single at the time that he was pushing was called Shit Body Painting. And the artwork was just so fucked up. And I was like a kid still, you know, and I saw that and I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Right.
Like, yes. And
Yeah.
it was just, dude, his vocals are just like, you know, whatever, man. And like, he's up there playing guitar and like his music videos is literally a whole band playing, but every single person on every instrument is just him. And it's so fucking awesome, dude.
Right.
And I've never seen him live. The one time I was supposed to, the show got canceled. And now I find out that we're headlining and he's playing right before us. And I'm like, yes.
Yes.
So I messaged him. I tried to get him to do that whole run with us, but he's
Damn.
not available for all of it. But I tried.
Damn it.
But we have that. We're playing the Summit County Fair in Akron, Ohio.
Okay.
With Saving Abel.
With Saving Abel.
Yeah.
I did not
Yeah.
fucking make fun
Yeah.
of them one of the other podcasts ago.
Saving Abel, Vampires Everywhere, and the Bunny the Bear.
Okay.
nice.
This
I like
sounds
the
like a
Bunny the Bear.
weird show.
Bunny the
Super
Bear is
weird
pretty good.
lineup. But
Wow.
I
It's-
like the Bunny the Bear though.
it's
it's
we've done some stuff with them before. They're pretty cool.
They got some they just got some jams. They got some jams.
I just really thought that it was like
Ron doesn't like them, but like
but
You don't have to.
right. No,
Yeah.
and you don't have
You
to.
know.
You don't have to.
no, they're
don't
cool
have
people. They're
Yeah.
cool people.
for
you know,
sure.
I mean, every band that you guys have like toured with or like
Yeah.
like,
Dude,
you
you're not
did-
gonna
you
like
didn't
every song.
Yeah, you can't like just
Yeah.
statistically
But-
you can't.
But
No.
No, it's
what
just not
really
gonna work
does
like
help
that.
But
is
if the package works,
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah,
it just-
absolutely.
it works. It works.
Absolutely.
So you just stick
I
to
mean-
your
and,
bus.
and honestly, some of the best shows we've ever played have been these really mixed genre shows.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Blue Ridge Rock Festival, what we played in between Tech Nine and A Day to Remember,
Oh, that
and then the
cool.
Offspring headlined,
that was
and
cool.
it was
that was really cool.
and we just
But that's kind of one of the
best
Tech
shows
Nine,
ever.
You know, is more on that.
Yeah,
You know, there's a lot
yeah.
more people that seem
And,
to
like,
listen to metal.
Tech-
and stuff
I
that
feel
listen to
I
Tech
feel
Nine.
like Tech Nine's very like
He might as well
has
be a
lot,
metal
has a lot,
band.
yeah, has a lot of like
Yeah.
broad appeal. Like
Yeah.
he you know, he's not afraid to do what
it's like
he wants
aggressive
to as a
enough for
music.
metal.
Yeah.
As a musician. So like
But I think too.
it's respectable at least from like a metal perspective. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
right.
Like it's enough to go like, man, I don't really like, you know, I don't listen to a whole lot of rap, but you know,
and
Tech
then-
Nine's sick.
yeah, right. Exactly.
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 We
kinda
did
how it goes.
we did the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Oh,
Hell
that
yeah.
was that was like the coolest festival
That was
I've ever
crazy.
Hell
been to.
yeah.
That was
was
the coolest
crazy as
festival I've
fuck.
ever been to.
And then they invited us back to do Hollow Wicked in Detroit,
That was also very
which
awesome.
was we were one of only 3 total bands on the whole bill that actually used
What,
instruments.
you guys, Emir?
It was like a straight up like rap show, dude.
Yeah.
and one of those would have been Isham because
Yeah,
he has a real
Isham
band.
has
Yep.
a
Okay.
backing like band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other band that was actually like instruments like a band was Green Jelly.
Oh, Green Jelly.
Oh, that was
So,
the other band.
yeah.
Hey, I will say this too. Like, if you haven't seen ICP live,
They are
Insane.
amazing.
holy crap!
They are
That
amazing.
is one of the better club shows I have
Oh my
ever
god!
seen.
Like, I like if you've ever seen Guar live, you will dig an ICP show.
Right.
It's
Bro,
like
they-
it's just as theatrical. It's just as like
We were
ridiculous, kind
Is
of.
it?
You know what I mean? It's
We're
amazing,
backstage,
though.
dude, setting our stuff up because we
They played like 15 songs that I knew in like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
It was
Dude.
amazing. It was like one big mashup. It was
So
like
that's what they kind of do when
Yeah, it
they
was
do
like
their
they-
songs. They don't do a
they-
whole song.
they-
Sometimes
Sometimes
they got
they
so
do.
many
sometimes
songs.
Yeah.
sometimes
they
they
have
do.
so many.
Right, but then
Yeah.
they like do like the really cool parts of like
5
really
different songs.
popular
Right.
songs, and it's like a mashup. It just bleeds into the
Yeah,
next song,
those-
and
Yeah.
it just like it goes.
A lot of I think rap groups
Yeah,
kind of do.
but
that
their
shit.
show was
phenomenal,
crazy,
Yeah.
man.
phenomenal.
But we were getting ready like backstage, and there's a forklift coming in with pallets of Faygo, dude.
Yep.
Multiple pallets
Pallets.
of Faygo, dude. Like taller than me, and I'm just like,
Holy shit!
what the fuck? And I
Pallets.
swear to God, that shit was empty at the end of the
Empty,
night.
Yeah, because there's spraying
Everybody's
all over.
covered in Faygo.
Diet Faygo,
Hundred-
Diet
yeah.
Faygo everywhere.
Diet Faygo.
Yeah, they use diet. Yeah,
yeah,
It's
because
not sticky.
Yep,
because it's not as sticky.
Yeah,
sugar free.
Yeah,
we'll use diet on them.
yeah.
Fuck it.
When we played the gathering, I kept my makeup on for a little while because I wanted to take a video of me like getting doused in a 2-liter of Faygo.
Yeah.
I just happened to pick a really cold one, and
Oh,
it was
shit.
horrible. So like I kept trying to ask him to stop.
Stop.
And I'm just like,
stop.
"Ah,
And I
he's
couldn't,
dying."
I couldn't. I was like, stop. And we had like this. We had like these pop up trailers, whatever.
Yeah, like pop up campers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but they had a shower in it. So I was like, right after this happened, I wanted to get like my makeup off. I wanted to get like this fake. But like literally every time, and like I don't have a lot of hair going on.
Yeah, yeah.
But even still, I'm like, swoosh, and it's just Faygo, swoosh,
Faygo.
Faygo, swoosh, Faygo, and this happened like 17 times.
Damn.
And I'm like, where does it end?
Where?
Yeah,
Yeah.
both those ICP shows were awesome. I will
Yeah.
play another show with ICP fucking whenever, wherever. I don't care.
That wet
Exactly.
T-shirt contest was wild.
That was
Hey.
crazy.
Jake
Yeah, you imagine
Busey
what's going on.
knows how to party.
But
It sounds like a big party, like the gathering at the Juggalos.
Yeah.
Come on.
but the fair, man, that should be. I only laughed really because like Saving Abel is so far away from what we do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We're gonna be up there with like dead animals spraying blood, and then they're like radio rock.
Radio rock.
So
right.
I think it's gonna be good overall though.
But that,
And I mean, I've always wanted to play a county fair. For some reason, I don't know why it's like a bucket list thing.
there's
just
all
like
kinds of
playing-
random people there at the fair.
Yeah, like we've
You run
played.
into all kinds.
We've played record stores. We've played people's houses. We've played arenas, amphitheaters, clubs, dive bars,
Floor shows, hotels.
hotels, like hotel lobbies, multiple ones actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it?
We played in the shopping mall before, like
Winnipeg and Camrose were both the hotel shows.
both hotel shows. Yeah, and I mean, dude, like
Winnipeg.
we've sailed to a show before.
We put the
like-
bus on a boat
Yeah,
Bus on a boat.
and went to an island.
yeah, we had to sail like 2.5 hours.
And
to
then
get
and
there.
then and then we went to a dispensary
immediately.
where if you filled out the information and got the card, you got 2 free pre-rolls.
Hey.
So we
So there
had
was, like,
all 6
all of
people
us.
in the band. So
Go
we
do one.
walked out with 12 free pre-rolls
Hell yeah.
and a $22 eighth.
There you go.
And it was
we were high
awesome.
as shit. And then,
We get to the club and then we're like, yeah, dude, we gotta leave after this. We got Vancouver tomorrow, and he goes, oh, you're not gonna catch another ferry till morning, and we're like,
Oh.
shit, so we're just stuck on an island with a bunch of weed. Okay,
Okay.
no big deal, just floating around in the Pacific.
let me know what the problem is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like we've never been stuck somewhere before.
Sorry.
At least we got weed, so we know Ron's
Yeah.
calm.
Yeah.
So, we're actually
Ron, calm.
Yeah.
Calm down, Ron.
we're checking
It's
out
such a Ron name. The name Ron, like,
Let me
means you're gonna have to
just
calm him down.
just to give you insight. Like I love Ron, but just to
Yeah.
give you some insight, I've seen Ron step onto the bus, sit down farther away from the door than me, and then ask me to shut the door. Like, hey man, can you close that door? Like, bro, you opened it.
What?
Yeah, no, that's like,
Well, you are closer.
you gotta not do all the Ron favors, because Ron's gonna ask you for a lot of favors. But you gotta let him know that, like, dude, I'm not gonna do all your fucking favors.
Yeah, dude.
You gotta come down to like one a
So-
day.
Yeah, one a
sometime,
day,
yeah,
all
you
right.
get one. Everybody
All
gets
right.
one. Spider-Man says so.
Yeah, it's everybody gets one,
Everybody gets one.
and then none.
Go fuck yourself, Ron.
Go fuck yourself, Ron. See, it's such a good name for that shit. You know?
See if this was
fuck
like,
yourself, Ron.
If this was like a live stream though,
Hey,
he'd
fuck
be
you,
he'd be
Ron.
in the comments right now talking shit to us. For sure, so.
On the toilet.
Yeah.
on the toilet.
He tried.
Yeah.
He tried to come into one of my streams one time.
He'd
and
be
he was
coming in
like,
right now, like you guys are still fucking talking.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't you guys shut up ever.
If Ron ever says he's not shitting in a text,
He's lying.
he's lying.
it's
He's
the only time I get.
100% lying.
Yeah.
It's the only time I get. Text you
And
assholes back.
guarantee he's on pizza, Wi-Fi, and shitting. Love you, Ron.
Yeah.
So August, we have our 10-year anniversary tour, and the first three dates are with Jungle Rot, which I'm stoked for.
Are rescheduled shows, right?
Yeah, they were supposed to be for actually all these shows for the 10-year tour were supposed to be May 2020. And we're rescheduled for July 2020 and then rescheduled for March 2021 and now rescheduled for August 2021, and I think they're actually going to happen this time.
Right.
I would imagine they are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the first three shows, there's the Music Factory in Battle Creek, Diesel in Chesterfield, and then Toledo Death Fest, which is our festival that we do every year in our hometown. And then we kind of head off with just Filth, Casket Robbery, and Blood of Angels to go down to Central Florida Metal Fest. So it'd be cool to headline that.
Yeah.
The Haven's a cool place.
So how often do you guys playing like out west? Like I know you said you dropped Icer off in California, but were you
On
guys
a normal
playing in California?
In
on
a
a
normal
normal
year,
year, we would be in the West Coast at least
Once, at least
twice.
once.
At least once.
Usually once or twice at
Yeah.
least, yeah.
Because when I think
Yeah,
of you
you-
guys, because when I think of you guys as band, like if I'm asked like to describe like what like level band Convalescence is, I say like a regional to like multiple regional. Because I see you guys playing like like you go over a little bit from Michigan and you kind of draw that line,
Well, like
but up in the East Coast and like
being,
you know what I mean.
Being
Like
the-
there's like because there's levels.
yeah, for sure.
I'm not trying
Yeah.
to demean.
No,
it.
you're good.
You know what I mean? That's why I
not
can
at
say,
all.
how often are you guys playing on the West Coast to like spread your name out that way?
I would say.
Is it harder just because of no contacts? or-
No,
I would
not
say
at all.
being the newest member
The
in the band,
cost?
like our best markets would be like obviously Southern Michigan,
Right.
like basically anywhere in Ohio.
You guys got a huge base in Michigan
yeah,
for being
and basically
not from Michigan.
Yeah.
and basically anywhere in Ohio, more or less, especially Northwest Ohio. We do pretty okay in Florida. We got a pretty big Texas following.
Yep.
We do okay in Colorado.
Okay.
And
Washington.
there's a couple of places in California where we do okay. We do okay in Washington.
Like if we play in Hollywood, there'll be a lot of people there.
Yeah, if we
But,
I
like-
mean, North Dakota, like you were saying,
Well,
all
that was
stuff
just
is
across
that's getting
like
over there,
up into
but-
Canada there because normally
okay.
in a normal year,
normally we're going through Ontario. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah.
Right.
So like either through like
or Quebec.
either through like New York or Michigan is where we go into Canada, or occasionally like if we're on the West Coast. Well,
through Washington.
we haven't gone into Canada on the West Coast.
No, we've
No?
come back
No.
out
Yeah, we come back
into the
out.
U.S. on
Yep.
the West Coast though.
Yep.
But normally we try to we usually hit the whole U.S. twice. Some of our better markets will play twice in a year.
Right.
Like Toledo, usually Detroit will play multiple times, or Battle Creek, or like Orlando and Tampa, Florida are good. Houston,
Yeah.
Dallas, Austin, that's like really good for us. Phoenix, like Mesa area in Arizona is usually pretty solid for
Yeah,
us.
for sure.
Denver is a huge one for us.
Right.
And like Cheyenne, Wyoming, we have a surprisingly big fan base there.
You know that because it's not technically Baltimore, but
Oh, Sparrows Point, Maryland.
there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yeah. That was a surprisingly good show.
Yes.
Sparrows.
So we
That Iron Maiden cover band was good.
yeah, they were fucking sick.
They were
dude.
really good.
They were so good.
That dude said that
Iron
dude
Maiden
sounds
cover band.
that dude
Bro.
sounds pretty close to
Yeah.
like I mean
Yeah.
you know
For
for
what
what
you
for
can
what
get.
it is yeah for what
Yeah.
it is.
we had
He was very good.
yeah, we had a tour kind of come together kind of last minute.
That's a
And-
cool story,
And he was and there was a promoter that really wanted to bring us to Maryland, but the only date that we had was the same day that the bar that he worked at had a Iron Maiden tribute band book. My favorite band's Iron Maiden, so I was like,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, let's fucking
All right.
co-headline with this tribute band, dude. Fuck
Yeah.
it, you know. So
Well, you had to look him up first, right?
yeah, I watched their
course.
videos.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
stuff.
because you can't just be like, yeah, it's pair, and then he sounds like shit.
No,
So we worked it out.
Very good.
You know, we worked it out, and it was going to be a big enough show that, like, plus we had been through Baltimore prior with, like, OTEP, and we had been through there with, like, Testament, and we had been through there with, like, Venom and Goat Whore, and so we had, like, a Baltimore fan base as well of people that would come to see us. And since we didn't have, like, a Virginia show, like, people would come up from Virginia to see us and stuff like that. So we combined the shows, dude, and this little club was, like, packed, dude. And we sold like a shitload of merch, like well over $1,000 in merch.
Wow.
Part of that was because early in the night, right after we painted up, there was this a motorcycle club there, and one of them walked past my drummer and was like, "Oh, I didn't know ICP was here."
Yeah, and at the time we had like no association with ICP, and it was still like pretty frowned upon in the metal scene, like.
So
To be associated with like the juggalos and stuff.
Yeah.
So Chuck's like, I'm not a juggalo, man. And he comes to us and he's like, man, I think these bikers are gonna fight us. And we're like, let's not fight the giant group of like 30 bikers. That'd be cool.
let's
like,
just not do that.
let's not do that.
Right.
And hopefully they like us. And dude, like when we were about to start, they all lined up across the front of the stage, like
Really?
arms like this, you know, like we're determined to hate you. Like, and that was like the thing,
and they did
or the
not.
vibe. But
did
like
not.
a song and a half in, dude, they're moshing their asses off,
Really?
raging.
Dude,
And
the guy, like their guy.
the leader, dude,
Yeah.
Like the lead.
Yeah, he walked up to our merch table. What did he drop? Like $200, $250.
more than that, dude. It was
Damn.
he bought a shirt for every single biker that was there and told them all to put it on.
And,
Damn.
and
I was
bought a CD too. And we were outside
Yeah.
doing an interview. And dude comes out. He puts his CD in the bike.
Cranks it up in the middle of our
Cranks
interview
in-
and does a burnout through our interview.
with what was that? Scum playing.
yeah.
Oh, dude, that's great.
It was cool as fuck. Like he did a
hell
straight
yeah.
Yeah.
burnout through the middle of our interview.
Damn.
He was like, "You guys kicked ass."
Yeah, that shit was cool.
So
we-
it went from "fuck these juggalos" to
Yeah.
these guys kick ass.
right. Here's $300.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So-
why I was
Everybody
gonna say,
put a shirt on. I'm gonna beat your ass.
I was gonna say earlier, like with like the makeup and with the show and with the music, you guys can be booked, and it's more of like an act.
It's more of a show. Yeah.
It's a show.
Yeah, for sure.
We
and it's not something to be like ashamed of either, or be like, oh, we're just an act. Like, well, no. Like,
Yeah, no, it's
I
not
mean,
just a gimmick. Like
at
like,
the-
you have to bring something to the stage.
At the end
I
of the
think.
day, man, we're entertainers. We're there
Right.
to entertain the people that paid to
Yeah.
be at the show, man.
Entertain.
So
100%.
as far as we're concerned, dude, like even if you hate our music and you think that our music sucks, we want you to still be entertained by the stage show.
like have fun.
Yeah, like even if you're not into death metal,
Yeah, come see us.
we're still
live.
flinging blood everywhere
Yeah,
and there's
it's
still
still
cool
fun.
shit going on. But if you're maybe not so into the blood throwing and the dead animals, maybe you'll like the tune still, like
Yeah.
So we work really hard to just be entertainers in general, and we don't like to put ourselves like, if it's a big show and there's people there, period, we are down to play.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if it's a rap show. I don't care if it's radio rock. I don't care if it's grind
It
or
doesn't
death
matter
metal.
if there's 10 people or 10,000.
Like,
Yeah.
like we're literally playing
Yeah.
Slam Dakota with Putrid Pile, and then 2 weeks later playing with Saving Abel at a county fair. Like, it's
what
like
we
that. So-
Oh, man, Saving Abel. Man.
Yeah, and I mean,
how long's that band been around?
a long time.
20 years now.
20 fucking
Some
years.
probably at least. Yeah, I don't know.
Look that up,
Somewhere
Rich.
between 15 to 20.
But
Jeez.
yeah, so we got that, and then we actually went to a meeting today on our way here down at I-96 Speedway in Lake
Yeah.
Odessa, Michigan, and we're headlining Wright at the racetrack
Right,
in
at the
September
racetrack.
with 14 bands.
Yeah.
and we're headlining just straight up in the infield of the fucking racetrack, and it's gonna be badass. Like,
it is. And, like, what a perfect venue.
I am excited. You know,
like, what a perfect venue though. Like, because that's always all lit up anyways. So they got probably lights.
Dude, there's
right around there.
There's so much room. The setup is so fucking cool.
One stage or two.
One stage.
One stage.
We're bringing
14 bands.
We're bringing in a mobile stage. You know, we're working with War
and
Nation
you guys, so you guys
Entertainment.
are helping put this on, right?
Yeah, I partnered the Legend Agency with War Nation Entertainment, which is Brian and Christina Warner. They booked all the local bands. They got the racetrack and all that stuff. I helped with as far as like the online tickets and
equipment.
Yeah, I found the mobile stage for them and you know stuff like that. And I booked us, Casket Robbery, and Kill the Imposter on it.
Okay.
As like the touring acts.
Right.
And we went down there, stopped and met them at the track today and just kind of walked the track and we're like, this is where we're going to do merch. You know, this is how we're going to do this whole event kind of thing. Took some pictures and some videos to send to like the staging people and that kind of stuff. And, they've been going through and working with like, you know, local radio stations and stuff like that. And I think it's going to be a really, really cool event overall.
Yeah. Yeah. You need that, you know, big festival to look forward to. Something, you know, I mean, just where a bunch of local bands are coming on and then you got you guys and you got, what'd you say, Casket Robbery
and Kill the Imposter from Florida. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really special event.
To me, it's like if you ever like bitched about wanting to go to a show, like you better buck up now. Better be out there.
Yeah, you better be out at a show.
You better be out at a show once they start playing.
I've been seeing the meme going around where there's like 3 people standing in front of a band playing, and it's like, is this a socially distanced concert in 2021 or a regular concert in 2019?
Exactly,
like,
dude.
That shit's been killing me because I'm like, how accurate that is.
How fucking accurate.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But again,
we don't have too many shows like that anymore.
Yeah.
But they do happen occasionally.
I'm
We'll
sure.
get somewhere and it's dead.
Yeah. I mean, like, especially when we hit, like, markets we're not.
Or especially on like a Monday or
Yeah.
a Tuesday in a market that we maybe don't do so great in, and like,
or
you
maybe
know,
that you haven't really tapped that much.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
we haven't been there that much or whatever, and we get like whatever local bands we're willing to play on a Tuesday night.
Exactly.
But they're still giving us like I got to get up for work in the morning, so I got to leave immediately after my set.
Yeah.
Like,
And I have to take all my friends with me. And
Like-
basically,
in the 3.5 years that I've been in the band, there's probably less than 10 states that I've played in. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when we hit, like, I haven't played, like, an Alabama show, so I don't expect an Alabama show to be great.
but it
You know
could
what I
be.
mean? Like,
You don't
right,
know.
it
You
could
could
be.
You don't know.
Right.
it all
could
depends on
be.
who you're booked with.
Exactly.
'Cause we've
but
got-
like I said,
And the day.
it's an unfamiliar market, so like
And the-
you don't know what to expect, so you go in just kind of like whatever.
We always try to, when we're playing especially a new market, but when I get to everything together for a tour, we always hit up the local radio stations wherever we're playing. We hit up any local like metal groups or like, I know down in like Florida and Georgia and stuff, they have like it's called Cogs of War, and then they also have the Gulf Coast Metal Alliance down there, and like you have like the NYDM in different states, and you hit them up and be like, hey man, like what's the best way to promote, like
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
Post,
If we throw you guys on the flyer, can you help us spread this around? Like,
yeah.
that kind of stuff. And sometimes we can get the local radio to play like our single or whatever a few times and say something about the show. We've been in a couple newspapers that we actually made it into the newspaper, and they were like,
Fucking
these
print.
guys
Like,
are.
yes,
what was it?
Convalescence is coming.
What was it? Barrie, Ontario. We had the local newspaper come out and interview us in Ontario. Like we were
Yeah.
headlining a show there, and they came out and they like,
What?
huh?
Was it Barry?
It was Barrie, I think.
Barry?
Yeah. So
Nah, man. I don't know. I just like I go to sleep on the bus and I wake up in weird places, and when they say load in, I load in.
Okay. Well, then.
So, I mean,
That's what
now-
they I've been in Keith's position, but like in like a much smaller setting.
Yeah.
Like, God bless this man. Because I don't have to I don't have to do anything. When he says I need to load in, I just load in my stuff.
Well, that's
You know,
kind of like
everybody's stuff.
that's kind of like what I was prepping to do like when I was in Death Abides. Like I handled like a lot.
It's a lot, man.
Of that
It's
stuff.
a lot of stress.
Yeah.
I did the booking. I ran the page.
It's a lot, man.
I was the one that would
lot.
end up being there at the end of the night to
Yeah.
get paid, looking for the guy. Okay, I need to get paid, or
Right.
I need at least what I garnered for a
Yeah,
guarantee.
and then the band's complaining like, where
know.
were you for the loadout, bro?
Yeah,
I'm getting paid.
yeah, dude.
Give me
Or
5
they-
minutes.
Well, or they would be
Right.
already gone or something because it
Yeah.
was a local show or something, and it's like
Right.
Yeah.
it's a lot to handle. And then you get as big as you are, and then you have all these tours.
Then you have
It's-
crew members too
Yeah.
that you're also having to keep track of.
Like you said, a driver.
We have
or
a
something.
driver and we have
And
a
a merch
merch
guy,
guy.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, like it's
So it's
still
like, pretty minimal, but like still, crew.
8
Right.
people trying to coordinate,
Yeah,
and
can be rough.
Yeah.
I can tape a day sheet to the front of the bus, but nobody will read it. Maybe 2 people. I think I've had people stand with their face next to the day sheet facing me and ask me what was going on,
Yeah.
and it's like literally written on the wall behind them. Like, it's like, are you serious?
Turn around.
Turn around to read it. It's quicker to ask you.
a good one.
Yeah.
Turn around every now and then.
But yeah, so
I fucking need you more than ever.
so we've got some cool stuff coming up. There will
man.
be a new record soon. And
Cover that one.
we are putting together a 10-year anniversary, or like a 10-year documentary DVD
Okay.
that we're planning to release hopefully by the end of the year, if not the beginning of next year.
Now, did you say earlier that you did release that the one-day theater thing on to Amazon Prime?
Yeah, we have-
that whole thing's already on Amazon Prime. So
Yeah,
this-
we
yeah,
have,
if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can watch it.
So
I
there's
think
10
Actually,
years.
once.
actually, you have to rent or buy the making of now.
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
you can still watch Rituals of the Damned for free with Prime.
Rituals of the Damned is which
Is
one?
the live
Live
concert
concert.
portion.
The live concert
Yeah.
portion. The other one you have to rent that was in theaters.
Yeah, we released
So the
my-
10-year
the
one's going to have
interviews.
even
The 10
more new
well,
footage.
the 10-year one is going to be more than likely 2 discs.
Damn. 2 discs. Nice.
It's going to be
Blu-ray?
like I
Gonna be
mean,
on Blu-ray?
I would imagine honestly.
Straight to DVD.
Is it going to be
Straight to a bargain bin near you. Dollar General exclusive.
Dollar General?
It's in the 50-cent bin at Dollar General.
Oh my
Cent bin. Oh, man. Oh,
But-
we made it.
Yeah.
We're here.
Dual
we
pack
made
with
it.
the Matrix Reloaded.
Yeah, right.
Grab it with your toilet paper.
That's what we should release.
Daddy's Home
We should
2.
just release everything.
Free with purchase.
We should just release everything in like a fucking 15 disc like set
15
God.
discs.
and just
Yeah,
only
dude.
release it through Dollar General.
So everybody that goes there is like, damn, look at that thing. I get that for a good price.
That's a
But-
deal.
That's the deal, man. Why don't you grab it? I don't
we,
know. Convalescence?
Yeah,
How do you say that?
Convalescence.
How
we've heard so many.
they look cool.
Dude, I love it when you get like
The covalence.
the covalence.
What you guys call
Sometimes they'll add an S on the end and be like the convalescences.
the
And you're like,
convalescences?
What?
You just
Like,
made
they're-
it more complicated.
You're adding letters. Like they always either add letters or take a bunch away.
Yeah.
So what's a bunch of ways sound like?
The
Like
covalence.
covalence.
Oh yeah, covalent.
Convalescence.
I've heard coalescence.
Oh my god.
Like
No
What's
V.
y'all a coalescence?
or wait, covalescence. I've heard before too. Like
like COVID-19.
like half of these things don't even sound like words. So like, but we've had like
Ebola.
the dude introducing the band just completely butcher the fucking name, and I even have on tape from Colorado Springs. The dude's like the whatever, you get the point.
you get the point.
And we started playing like right after that. Like,
The convalescence.
and I was like, what a fucking intro, because that was fucking needed. Like,
whatever.
yeah, they just he
Oh,
fucking
man.
just gives up, dude. Like,
The concubines.
yeah,
I've only had to like look up the spelling. Like I can always pronounce it, but I'd be like, all right, how do I spell?
yeah,
this?
it's a lot.
Convalescence.
I mean,
okay.
I feel like if I didn't type it literally every day of my life, I wouldn't know how to spell it either.
Right, exactly.
But no, we're hoping the DVD. It's gonna be pretty much like
With DVD,
Blu-ray, a full documentary of like from starting the band up until like the end of this year.
Okay.
So it'll be like the first full decade
The end of
the
this
band.
year?
Yeah.
Okay. So this DVD ain't gonna be out until like next year or the year after.
Well, we're only gonna really be more than likely filming a lot until the end of our tour cycle.
Right.
And we don't have anything booked right now after September. So if we can get it put together in October and stuff, it just depends on how quickly we can.
You can do another like movie showing?
Get it released.
Get it released.
Yeah,
Do it again.
we've had a lot of people asking not only if we could do another movie showing at the Mummy Indoor, but if we could do movie showings in other cities. So that's something that once it's done, once it's done, we'll have to kind of shop it around and see what we can make happen feasibly. Because I really don't know, like. We're a band. We don't make movies. Like,
but there's lots of like places that they got the movie theater. Like here, you have like the Star Theater, but then you have Holland 7,
right?
You know where they're going to be more likely to play something like
right.
that.
I mean, the Mummy Indoor.
Everybody will go there.
You know, they have the big like Cinemark and AMC theaters at like the mall and stuff like that, and they're probably not going to play it. But they might. I didn't really pursue it past the indoor because I was like, oh, I'm just going to do this in my hometown. It's going to be cool. And, it's not that big of a risk if people don't come out. It's not going to kill me, basically.
Right.
But it surprisingly did really well, and people have been asking for us to do it again.
But there's some places, too, that they might play like the big movies, but they might have that other theater in town that takes away
the secondary
market.
Theater,
That's like, well, we're still not really making much money on this.
I would love to do like a whole like national thing, like kind of like like Rob Zombie did it with what was it, 3 from Hell came out. It showed in theaters for like 2 days, and for those 2 days, like if you went the first day, it would show House of a Thousand Corpses, and then it was like a double feature, and then it would show 3 from Hell. And if you went the second day, it was The Devil's Rejects and then 3 from Hell. So he sold a shitload of tickets, I'm sure, for both days.
Right.
Just to see all 3 of them.
That quick.
And I think that something like an event like that, and to be able to do it like nationwide, would be really cool. But to be honest, I don't know what the hell I'm doing with that. So that's gonna be a learning process, I mean, and that's how we've gotten a lot of the stuff done that we've done.
Or this, for this one, you just say, okay, well, I'm not gonna do just one state in my home state. I'm gonna do my surround. So you go like Michigan,
just expand a little.
You do a regional thing,
I mean, we're playing around with different ideas.
Just pick one theater in each state.
It could be. It could even be cool to do like matinee movies and do a whole tour.
Yeah, man.
And have the movie during the day in that city, and then us play a show in that city that night. But
they coordinate it.
It's just that's
because you do all one-day showings.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, something like that could be cool.
That would be cool.
But we haven't, confirmed anything as far as that yet. We're still just kind of 10 years of
we're spitballing.
Yeah, 10 years of footage and 10 years worth of getting a hold of people and seeing if they want to be involved or talking to interviewing people. They're all over the country and all that kind of stuff, and it's time consuming and tough to accomplish. And
it's gonna be one of those things where you got like footage like from like way back.
Yeah, we have like footage and shit from like
all this
tours in like 2011.
Well, even getting people in, like you said, like getting people to come in for like interviews and stuff. Like
so we're hoping to get a lot of the interviews done when we do the 10-year tour.
What do you think? Like an hour and a half or what?
Probably closer to 2 to 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours
to the documentary. Yeah, and that's with us really cutting down the amount of shit we have. If we were to watch all of our footage like straight through, there is probably months worth of footage.
God, I mean, like,
well, yeah, I mean, you got like 10 years.
I have like 80 gigs worth of footage from like the last 3 years.
Right,
and that's just it? Like,
dude, we have whole hard drives that are full.
I'm the newest member of the band.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That's
and
since
I have
2018.
almost 100 gigs.
You're like, my OneDrive or my Google Photos is full.
Yeah. No,
I'm
we
not
actually
paying for more storage.
Yeah,
we
we already do.
You got like
No, yeah, you
external
do.
hard
I'm
drives?
not.
I do, yeah.
You got
yeah.
external hard drives?
Yes, and they're full.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have multiple that are full.
Right.
We have a full ass Google Drive.
That's what I'm looking at with mine. I got like a
Yeah.
7 terabyte out there, and I got like 2 left.
Yeah,
I'm like, shit.
we're
I have like 3 different. Well, let me see. I have 2 laptops, a desktop with 2 terabyte hard drives in it.
And they're all, like, full?
External terabyte. No, not.
I was gonna say you couldn't even operate that damn computer.
right.
Right.
It's like so slow. Like, okay.
But yeah, we do have
Yeah.
an immense amount of footage to go through. So what we're kind of trying to do is like plan out everything we're gonna cover, and then search for that specific footage.
Right.
And because
But the
there's
searching though, the searching.
well, we have everything by
yeah.
date.
You have everything like you after
Dated.
you. Oh wow.
So
Look at you guys.
that, and I'm like,
He's got like a photographic memory for like
Tour dates.
tour dates.
I
Really?
know every tour date, venue, city, and state, and who we played with for every show I've ever played in my life.
Wow.
That's
Like,
not a joke.
from memory.
Like
Wow.
Rain Man level.
It's
Holy
weird.
shit.
Legitimate Rain Man
I can't
level.
remember like yesterday, but I can remember that.
You can
I think
remember that.
it might be taking up all the space.
So who played when we played at New Dodge?
At New Dodge, you guys.
I even
were-
gave you the venue.
Yeah,
Wow,
you-
I fucked up.
You guys were you on the? We played there twice. Were you guys with us with the?
I'm not gonna answer for you.
From
You have
Blue
to
to Gray,
remember.
Adrift on River Styx. That show.
And who else?
I want to say Killberry Unit.
Wrong.
No, they played the one in July.
Wrong.
I love From Blue to Gray. Tim Drexler's my boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was 2
Good
shows.
old,
that-
good old Tim.
Who else played the show?
I'm trying to think. I know it was From Blue to Gray, and it was Adrift on River Styx, and it was us. And I know you guys played. There was one other band on that show.
Yes, there was. Rich, give me the copy.
Pestilent Age.
Oh, you
Yeah,
got it. You
yeah.
got it. Oh, never mind.
Because I had to think because we played there in May and then we played there in July.
You got it. Yeah.
And like both shows were very similarly shitty. Like there was like a bad turnout
so
because
shitty.
it was New Dodge. Both
I was
times.
surprised we got asked to play. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, we'll play.
And
We'll come.
nobody wants
I
to
don't
go-
have a base there,
Nobody
but-
wanted to like go there.
Yeah, why?
It
It was a really nice place.
it wasn't a bad venue.
No.
But, like, Yeah, people hear Hamtramck and it's not Sanctuary
Why?
and they're like, no.
Why?
It's just kind of sketchy.
I saw a man in gray sweatpants with a full-size woodcutting axe there in an alleyway.
Just wandering down the alley.
Just wandering down an alley
But
with an
He
axe.
looked at me
That's when we played Corner Bar.
and he nodded.
Played Corner Bar.
And then he kept
I
watching.
played there too. The show was absolutely shit. There's nobody there.
We had like 40 people.
There was like nobody there at this one.
Yeah.
That I
We
played.
have not had a lot of success in Hamtramck.
There was a band, Grim Trigger, I think that played.
Mm.
They were from Ohio area.
Okay.
So do you know who they are?
I've heard
Or
the
they
name.
were.
I've heard the name, but I'm not familiar with them.
And I'm like, why are they like headlining? I'm like, oh, whatever. We were trying to just play shows wherever we could.
And that show with you guys is May 18th, by the way.
wow.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
I am right.
I am right.
I promise.
I am
I
right.
promise.
Yeah, May 18th,
Um,
dude. What year? 2018?
2019.
19?
Yeah.
Was it 2019?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because we were on our way to Denver before Rocklahoma.
Oh, God.
I like that place because it reminded me of the place in Saginaw that I played called White's Bar.
See, we've never played Saginaw.
You never played Saginaw?
Played Flint.
I don't know
Played
how
Flint?
I've
You
never
ever played
played
Bay City?
Saginaw, but
No.
No. That's where
I've played Bay City.
You played Bay City? Where'd you
Yeah.
play at?
I don't remember.
Was it
would-
BMO's? Or was it
Yeah, I think it was BMO's.
BMO's Bar? It's got like the stage, but it's like, like this high. It's like yay high.
I don't know. This would have been like 2009, maybe 2010.
That's just after like kind of I stopped playing around there.
Yeah.
2009, I think.
Well, the band I was in,
What was it called?
we were called Gravemind for a while.
Grave Mind?
But then we were also called As Empires Decay.
Hmm.
I vaguely remember seeing you guys on flyers.
We changed the name in 2011, but I joined the band.
Which one?
Late
Grave or
2008.
Empires?
Empires.
That's the one I thought I kind of
Yeah.
remember. Empires.
Yeah,
of
we used to
Decay?
play a lot with like they used to be called Bloodletting, but
Bloodletting. I
Now they're
heard of them
Devereaux.
too. Never.
now Devereaux.
How do you do that? Like, how do you like take your band and then just like turn it into like another band?
I
Like,
don't know.
wouldn't you think you would lose a lot of steam?
Like switch
a
your name?
Yeah, like a band name is like critical. Like when you come out with that, you stuck
we
with
kinda
it.
did. Like,
We
so-
came out with Death Abides, and you don't know how many times I heard, dude, it's kind of like Dude Abides.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck.
Well, I know
But
what
it's
like.
too late.
I know,
It's too late.
I know what
It's
the
too late.
I know what the Gravemind as Empires. Like I said, like I joined the band in like late 2008. So like we didn't start playing shows I think until like May 2009. So we were like a band for like a year and a half, and then we started like
Year and a half? What would you say is about
getting-
average for a local band?
getting.
I mean, depending.
But, well,
depending on the band.
But like
yeah.
we were getting ready to record our first full length album, and we recorded with John Burke, which is
Yeah.
really funny.
That
This
is
is like
funny.
2011. Yeah, so we recorded with the same guy that did
Because
our.
we started recording with him in 2014.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I joined the band in this band.
And we started the
ended
band in 2011.
2017, right? But yeah, we recorded our first full length album. When we went to go release it, we were like, "Is Gravemind really where we want to be with this?" You know what I'm saying? Like, we're about to. It's fine.
Kind of like a rebranding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like as we recorded our first and released our first full length album, we wanted to like come out with something stronger, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, that's just kind of what happened there, in that specific instance.
So how long has the Convalescence actually been going?
10 years.
10 years.
Mm.
10 years. So we're looking at 2011.
Yeah.
You said.
Yep.
Okay. 10 years. And you're like the same age as me, I think. What are you? 30? 31?
31, yeah.
31 now. And how old are you?
I'll be 30 this month.
30 this month?
Mm-hmm.
30? So what's your plans? Like what do you have like an overall like this is my like if after 15 years if this hasn't like gotten here, am I like gonna
I don't feel like you can go into it with that attitude.
No?
Like,
Yeah. Like-
personally,
Well,
like,
some people might
Not-
have like a, you know, like a 20-year
you can't
plan.
you can't give yourself an option to fail.
If you would have asked me when I was like, you know, between the like 16 to 20, yeah, I would have given myself like an end date.
Yeah.
If I haven't done it by this date, then I'm gonna be
Well, we
done.
don't have to talk like revenue.
I mean, I guess like
and everything. We don't have to talk revenue and money, but
it would have to become a time to like everybody is just not feeling it anymore. You know what I mean? Like we're just not into this. We're
But
not
when Convalescence is actually going and touring, and we're talking like 2018, 2017, or whatever, you know, when shit was, there was no virus. And stuff.
yeah.
Is it like sustainable? You're like, this is good for me.
I
Or
mean,
you
I
still
would say,
have to have
may-
that.
I'm gonna say
extra
yes and no.
Maybe
Yes
not.
and no?
Maybe not profitable, but self-sustaining for sure.
Self-sustaining.
Yeah,
Like you can go
like-
through and you can, you know, you can get your daily needs.
Yeah,
and
I mean, like without
you
with
can make a living, maybe not
Yeah.
like
I got
BMWs.
I got a place to
You know what I
sleep
mean?
and I
Yeah.
got food.
and you got food and
yeah,
you know,
put it this way. I mean, we tour enough. I mean, we do in a general year, we'll do the entire US usually twice. Some different markets, some the same. Plus a run of US festivals, usually whatever fests we can, you know, get our way onto, we'll do those as well. We try to release an album every 2 years, if not every year.
right for the
and-
relevancy.
Yeah. I mean, just to keep
for
it
sure.
fresh, and we get sick of playing the same shit over and over and
Right.
over too, and
Right.
without playing anything new. Not that we don't enjoy
Especially
playing
when
some
you're
of the older
touring,
ones, but
you're not a local band. You're not playing like just on
yeah,
the weekend. Or
yeah,
you're
it's every
playing-
single day.
Yeah,
Yeah, or at least like 5 days a week. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And like
got to play.
we
For months at a
we
time.
usually do all of Canada every year, and we usually do Europe.
How far north in Canada have you been, or is it just around?
We've been almost to
border?
Alaska,
We've been from Montreal to Vancouver.
all the way across, and
Yeah.
we've gone. I think the furthest north was Grand Prairie, Alberta, and I think they said we were like 3 hours from Alaska.
Alaska.
Yeah.
Was that a good one?
Great. Yeah.
Great show?
Grand Prairie.
I had fun at Grand Prairie.
Yeah, Grand Prairie was cool. There's a lot of people there.
Is that the one with the truck kicking guy?
Yeah.
Did you guys ever had to take a plane somewhere or no?
Yeah, Europe.
Oh yeah.
Europe.
Yep.
Okay, so when you guys played Europe, so how
Um,
was that?
Well, we've been to Europe
Oh
twice.
my god.
Is Europe like
um,
way better than here or what?
They
'Cause everybody
Comfortability-
says
they treat bands so well.
Yeah.
over
they
there.
treat you well. So how are the
So
show
well.
turnouts so like there?
Well, we've never been there on a small tour.
Yeah, I mean
Like, we've always been with big bands when we went
like
there.
so
So,
with the big bands that you went there
um,
with was what?
well,
like
we went-
minimum
we went in-
200 people.
Well, we went in 2016.
200. Yeah, that's still like
Well,
Minimum.
Yeah, we went in 2016, and we went over there with abiotic, cattle decapitation, and suffocation.
And that,
Okay.
and honestly, that's more like a capacity thing. Like, not,
Yeah.
Not like how many people are going to come see them.
right.
Yeah. Like, so when we went there the first time in 2016,
Like, every show was like packed.
we had some bad luck, and our van that we got picked up in France broke down on the way to the first show. And we were stranded living in hostels and like literally on the side of the road in fucking Germany for 4 days.
What year was this?
2016.
Cologne or something.
Cologne, Germany, yeah.
Cologne.
Yeah, so 4 days of living on the side of the road with our instruments and like in hostels and shit in Germany.
Drummers
Our
sleeping
first
in the
time over
bass
there.
drum.
Our first time over there. And then we ended up renting a Ford Galaxy like station wagon. There were 7 of us in there with the gear and the merch.
Oh my god.
And we showed up to the first show in fucking Austria, and Suffocation's like, what are you guys doing? And
Our best.
yeah,
Our best.
And I'm like, I had kind of known Terrence a little bit before that. We had met at shows and stuff, and I was just like, bro, I don't even know, man. Like, we're here. It's gonna be sweet, dude. We're here for the rest of the tour. We're good. We got it figured out. And he's like, your situation is fucked. And I'm like, I'm like, yeah. And they were cool. They were cool enough to let us put some of our gear in their trailer, so we didn't have to have it in the car.
Oh, nice. So you had some more room.
So we could like breathe a little. We were literally loading people and then gear on top of people.
Yes, like
you couldn't
holding
see out of
shit.
any of the
No.
windows except for the windshield and like the driver's front window. Like,
And like and then you got your side view.
Yeah.
For the back.
yeah. Well, no, we had like shit bags and shit. Like you
Hanging
were
off the side of the vehicle?
no, like inside the vehicle, like against the window and shit though, dude.
Well, yeah, you
So,
got your
like-
side view mirrors though, so you can at least see behind you.
He could see that, yeah, but
Yeah, you guys didn't get pulled over?
we did.
Did you for
We got stopped in Germany.
because it was blocking your view or just for
Well, they wanted to know what the fuck we were doing. Because they don't see people just like in a station wagon 7 deep with bags up to the fucking roof cruising through Germany very often.
Strapped on top?
No, it was all inside because it was all like rainy and it was like it was in like February, March kind of thing, and their weather's not that different than it is here.
No.
No, it's like really
Well, it is north too.
Yeah, Germany is like really Midwestern weather.
Okay.
Like it's no different than here in Michigan, really.
So you guys were like perfectly used to it.
We were fine, yeah. But we got on that tour, and that tour, we just were really unprepared to go to Europe. It was our first time ever there, and I wish we could have a do-over of that tour. But
yeah,
it wasn't a total loss. We did make some European fans. We did make friends with some of the dudes in some of those bands, and it was definitely a huge learning experience. So it's very expensive to go to Europe and everything for a band, especially a 6-piece band.
for sure. For sure.
I mean, we're looking at just in flights alone there and back is like $5,000 to $7,000, and then you gotta like I think our checked bags were $1,000 each way.
Yeah, because it's all an extra fee
Like
for
when-
all that
Yeah.
Like when we came back, it was like we got slapped with like an $800.
$800 fee or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I had to give like.
So you guys
all-
lost money on this tour.
Oh yeah, there's no way
For
for a band our
sure.
size to go to Europe and make money
Right.
now. No, it's more of a breaking ground in that scene.
Yeah, it's an investment. It's an investment.
So
Right, exactly.
That's what you have to look at it.
So we waited a few years after 2016 to go back till we knew we were like ready,
Right.
And like we knew that we could go to Europe and just like kill it.
Yep.
And that was actually the last tour we did was in Europe. We went over there with 6 Feet Under,
Yep.
Magna Cult, Megalim, and Psycho Tribe. And
Psycho Tribe. They're from
Florida.
I was managing them at the time, and
You were managing them.
Mhm.
Okay.
and they wanted to go to Europe, and we were supposed to do a different tour in Europe, and it ended up getting canceled. We were supposed to go over there with Deicide, is what was supposed to happen, but the tour kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, and like we had already paid like, for the European tours to open for big bands like that over there, being a U.S. band that's not really going to draw, there's a fee to get on the tour.
Right.
And it varies depending on like time slot and like how well known your band is over there and like stuff like that. But included in that fee, they take care of like your tour bus, like you get spots on the tour bus, the nice one,
Nightliners.
Yeah, it's like it includes all your catering.
My bunk had a fan.
Wow.
Right, it was nice.
It was so.
It was like a double-decker tour bus. Our
yeah.
bus had a bathroom on it. It was like fridges everywhere and stuff.
Man.
And they would stock it up with booze every night. Like we were fucked up over
we
there.
kept trying to smash the fists of vodka, but every night there would be more vodka.
more vodka
than we started with,
Dude,
right?
Um,
And look, I'm 5'6" and I weigh like 140 pounds, and I was drinking with large
like
Norwegians
6'3" Norwegian dudes.
for 10 straight days.
Yeah.
Dude.
They called me Mr. Screamy.
Yeah, he loses the control of the volume of his voice when
That's
he drinks
very
too much.
true. That's very true.
like,
I can't,
rapidly.
I'm sorry.
Dude.
I'm
He'll
sorry.
just start
I remember
yelling.
the first.
But I'm not.
There was only one time that we got like provided for like that, and that was when we were asked to play 20 Monroe live. in Grand
Yeah,
Rapids.
that's a big place.
Yeah, that was for a Pantera tribute band. That was the
Yeah.
second time we're playing for one of them. We're like, I guess it's our style. I don't know. But
Yeah.
we were approached to play, and then they said, "Well, what would you like?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" So we got like a whole I don't know, it was like 24 pack or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, but still, like, I'm like, that's
You feel like
cool.
a god at that point. You're like,
We had our
yes,
you had your
we
own
made
like
it.
dressing room and shit. Said Death Abides on it.
Yeah.
And we're like,
Yep.
yeah, this
That
is
shit's
cool,
so cool.
man. This
Dude,
is so
like,
cool.
In Europe,
They had like laundry facilities in there.
Yeah,
for,
showers
like,
and all
bands
that,
to
all that
yeah,
shit.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
shower.
Yep.
I'm like, wow. this is
Dude, we
so
were blown
cool.
away that because that fee covers all that stuff. Well, the DSI tour kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back to the point where they're like, we don't know if it's going to happen. And they're like, do you want your money back or do you want to hop on a different tour that our agency's doing? We're like, what do you got?
Tour, please.
We're like, what do you got? We still want to come to Europe. You know what I mean? Like, we're still trying to hit that on this tour cycle.
Right.
Like,
Because there's no guarantee you're going to get back on a tour with
yeah,
that band.
yeah. And they're like, well, we can see if that 6 Feet Under tour you put Psycho Tribe on has another spot. And we ended up jumping on late right before the announcement.
Ah, all right.
So we got added at the end, and we played like second of 5 or whatever. It was like Psycho Tribe, us, and then Mecha Limb, Magna Cult, and 6 Feet Under headlined. And it was like 10 dates across Europe, man. We were in the bus, and it was catering every single day. Every single fucking show was like packed out, like packed, like
Hell
outdoors. Like,
Basically unlimited beer.
we got
Unlimited beer.
Unlimited beer.
Every time we would run out, they'd bring us more.
They just bring you
even
more.
if you
Yeah.
didn't want it,
Yeah.
dude, they'd
They'd
be like
just be
beer.
like, here.
Yeah, they just come restock the fridge. That's all they would do. Like the fridge would be empty.
It's like it
and
was
somebody would-
housekeeping, but it was
Yeah.
beer keeping.
We got to party
Exactly.
with Oakley Dokley in Germany.
We did
Oakley
get,
Dokley?
shit,
That
no
was
way.
in
So-
Munich.
No way.
Yeah, in Munich.
So-
no, it was so fun. Like,
Dude.
hold on though, because like this
Were
was,
they all still like
This was so
Oakley
funny.
Dokley like?
Yeah.
So like prior to this happening, where was this at in
Munich.
in Akron when you
No,
saw
no,
them
no.
and got them
Local?
and-
All right,
no,
all right,
no,
no.
no, listen,
So-
no, listen.
so
He
check
got
this
them
out.
really drunk.
So they played at Frankie's in Toledo. They came through with
Oh, we played there once. It was on a Sunday.
yeah,
though.
they came through with Max Sabbath.
Max Sabbath.
And
okay. All right.
Like me and Zach and like
that's totally like
Yeah.
duh.
Me-
Like you gotta like
right. And like me and Zach and like our girlfriends and stuff and whatever, we're like, let's go see it, dude. It's gotta be cool.
Oh yeah.
And so we go down there and I see one of the Neds walking by and I was kind of drunk and I grabbed him like, dude, you want a drink or what? And he's like, sure.
Yeah.
So we started getting kind of fucked up and I smoked with him and stuff. And then like we became friends and I like told him what band it was in and he's like, oh, that's sick, dude. And like we kind of became like friends a little bit.
Right.
And we got over to Munich on the 6 Feet Under tour, and it's a venue that has like 3 different venues in this complex. And I'm looking, and I was like, "Oh shit, dude! Look, Oakley Dokley's coming here." And then we looked at the date, and we're like, "Today?
Today.
What the fuck, man?" Like, had no idea. And so we didn't see them around or anything all day or anything, because we're like, it was literally like separate buildings, but it was all in this like weird complex yard.
Yeah, there was
like
like
under
Yeah.
a bridge almost.
three different buildings, like all connected by like weird walkways.
And they were playing like the 300 capacity like side room club thing.
Yeah.
And then there was like a 500 capacity one that had like some guitar like shredding duo or whatever the fuck from like Norway or something. And then us and 6 Feet Under were in the big room, the like 1,000 capacity one that was sold out, dude.
Wow.
And we played, and I was like, we got done playing, got a beer.
Let's go see
you know,
Oakley Dokley.
Everybody
yeah.
got showered up and stuff, and we're like asking the dude at the venue, like, what time's Oakley Dokley go on? How do we get there? And he like showed us this back way to get down there. And then we ended up getting to the door, and they're like, it's sold out. And we like showed them our tour pass, and they were like, oh,
Okay.
go ahead, dude.
Yeah.
And they like,
Isn't that so great?
and it was,
Oh, yeah.
it was cool because
No, it's cool. I'm
you
allowed.
feel on
Yeah.
top of the
I'm allowed.
world,
I'm
dude.
allowed.
You're feeling
I'm
top of the
allowed.
world.
yeah,
I'm allowed.
we're at capacity
Yeah, I'm
unless
allowed.
it's you.
You got that pass. You have the pass.
Yeah, check my credentials.
dude.
And we got up like we
bitch.
we
bitch.
we walked in
you
there.
want to say it. You want to say it so bad.
You so
It's
do.
like a bitch.
We walk in there.
I'm allowed.
And it's so packed, dude. You like can't move in there. So we're next to the merch.
This is why it's sold out.
So
Sliding past
we're next
Oakley
to the
Dokley's merch
pa-
table.
Yeah, we're next to the merch table, and their merch person looks at our laminates and goes, "Oh, you can come back here." And we're watching from their merch table.
Yep.
Like watch them finish their set, and it was like their last song or whatever, dude. So we like snuck over to the side, like to the side of the stage, and the security guy saw our passes, and he's like, "Oh, dude, come up here, dude. This whole balcony is shut off, dude. Just you want to come watch up here?" He's like, "I'll get you some beers and shit." So, dude, we're like,
They
"Yeah,
hook,
dude."
They hook it up
Yeah.
in
And
Europe.
he just
They
like
hook
pulled
it
us up out of the crowd up to this like little balcony thing that was like where they had to go to their green room basically.
Yeah.
And he brought us a bunch of beers and shit, and we're just sitting up there like whatever, and they signed a bunch of autographs, and they come running up the stairs, and we're like, "What's up, man?" And the dude with the dreads immediately recognized me. He's like, "What are you doing here, dude?" And I was like,
No,
we played in the other room. And he's like, "That's sick." And we were
That's
drinking
sick.
beers with him and shit.
This is what I saw. Me and Keith walk up to him, and Keith doesn't say shit. And he just like, signs an autograph, and he looks up and he sees Keith, and he goes, "It's you."
It's you.
And Keith looks at me and he goes, "I got him fucked up at Frankie's."
So, and we were supposed to play Sanctuary with them right before COVID shut everything
Oh,
down.
shit.
It was supposed to be the Convalescence, Steak Sauce Mustache, and Oakley Dokley
That's so
at the
great.
Sanctuary, man.
That's
And
so
it was like near sold out.
That's so
And then
great.
COVID canceled everything.
Fucking COVID.
Fucking COVID.
But
Fucking COVID.
I have heard it is being rescheduled.
COVID-19.
I've heard it's being rescheduled, but I don't have a date yet.
You don't have a date
You
yet.
sound like the hormone monster.
Yeah.
That camera died.
That camera died?
Yeah.
Oh, well, shit. I was already thinking we should probably wrap this
Yeah,
up.
probably.
But, yeah.
So,
So we got
lots of
shows
cool
going
stuff.
again.
Show's going again.
Shit's coming up. Shit's popping again.
Yeah, we got a new album we're working on. Lots of tour dates coming up.
Festivals
Let's
coming
go to
up.
Room Camp
Festivals. You know,
Yes.
everything's going good.
Everything
DVD.
is going good. Yes. And this song fucking kicks ass, too.
Thank you.
That's why I was
Thank
like,
you.
can we use this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yes. I don't want to get copyright infringement or something.
You should.
DMCA.
You wouldn't believe it. I did on another podcast I did. It popped up. I was like,
Hey, I
it
stream.
was settled within 24 hours.
I stream video games. I'm very aware.
Yes, that's just awesome. Thank you guys for coming
Hey,
on,
no
man.
problem, man. Thanks for having
Thanks
us.
for having us for sure.
That was fun.